Hello and welcome back to Arknights. This is chapter 16. The abnormal spectrum has dropped and the truth. Look, evening come is near. What are words, poets, lovers, generals? The wind lies low, the fields are so dew, the stars will freeze in the silence soon. We will go to sleep beneath the earth at last. We who could never let each other rest. That's what the big poem in the back says. When I first loaded up, it said, I know the truth, forsake all other truth. So it's time. Alright, last time. Yeah, I should recap. Alright, so in chapter 15, last chapter, apparently we got a divorce. So our exit came, she took the house, she took the cat, she took half of everything. Rather, we've learned quite a bit about the PTRS system in Rhodes Island as the Doctor finally regained most of his memories back. Unfortunately, it seems a fellow precursor by the name of the Priestess is back and is basically seems to have godlike power since she controls Originium itself. We don't have enough memories back to take control away from her, despite having a part in creating it. So this is definitely something we're gonna be working on. Fortunately, we lost Calcit and we lost the Rhode Island land ship, so now we have to start from scratch. Full salvation. Fill the emptiness and confusion with words. State Council versus. Don't please tell me how much longer His Imperial Majesty will allow this charade to continue. A month, a day, a year? I've quite frankly had enough already. The Victorians have gained the power to control catastrophes, and even those savages have built battleships that fly in the sky, and yet here we are supposed to waste our time discussing how to deal with this jester? So if I may, this kindness bestowed upon us by His Imperial Majesty. After all, many citizens continue to believe the madman still possesses some form of noble virtue, and that's why His Imperial Majesty is willing to allow the judgment to be publicized. The limit is 7 days. As of the moments earlier, it's been 6 days and 21 hours. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Are we supposed to sit here and endure these obscenities, hoping the madman will come to his senses and toll the bell the final day? Sorry, sir, I'm afraid so. The good news is once the bell tolls, the State Council will vote here and now. When the time comes, you'll never have to endure this ever again. Oh, I know that, of course. Alright, get out. The clown's death may be a foregone conclusion, but until he's in the ground or burned to ash, he will still be Ursus's last Yodstful. Silence. Up here. Eyes deceive me? Imperial Guard uniform. Back already. That didn't last 5 minutes. He didn't even have a sip of water during the speech. The final speech. All eyes are focused on out-of-place ragged man walking in the center of the council. He's standing tall, yet his limbs are relaxed. There's no hint of worry for the future or signs of pain that come with a struggle for survival on his face. Barely 5 minutes ago, he made a speech here about love, compassion, and how he forgive those who his death. His 6-day-long speech fatigued his audience, yet he appears silently completely unaffected. He raises his hand, all around him immediately falls silent. He begins to speak with a smile. My dear friends, or perhaps those who regard me as an enemy, surely all of us know this is the end. As such, I shall not be discussing the meaning of love or proclaiming my forgiveness for all the mistakes you've made, or in all you've put me through. What I shall now discuss is the future. Future of blind, illiterate man. Preposterous. You must keep in mind that recounting history is a most noble power, and such power can easily blind us. For 2 decades, His Imperial Majesty shared his glory with his subjects, yet they never made any necessary preparation to accept the blessings. I've never once doubted the Tsar's kindness. However, that kindness is out of a time may as well be poison. No doubt the rebellious armies in northern tundra infected have proven the point. Despicable villains raised their rebellious heads and spilled their vile blood in these holy lands. The arrogant scholars proclaim they've mastered the truth, yet their harmful words feed on the souls of the innocent like wicked worms. This ignorant arrogance propagated like wildfire. For this, the masses have forgotten what it means to be humble. The empire has forgotten what it means to be kind. Now our grand empire and its citizens find themselves alienated one another. I can see the past, the future. Not because I'm wise, I'm only a fool. Rather, the trajectory of the future is written in the trails of the past. I don't regret revealing the masses to the future I saw. revealing to the masses what the future I saw. Even if I must stand trial, I have no choice but to spread this prophecy. I saw the end of Ursus, the fall of a great empire. That's why I'm standing here today. I ask His Majesty the Tsar to prevent this. If my worthless life is a price to pay, then by all means. If even more blood needs to be spilled to cleanse Ursus, I beg His Majesty to spill it for a greater cause and for Ursus's eternal glory. Once this trial is over and round the sentence, begin my sacred journey. Again and again, I extol the virtues of humility and attempt to restore our unity and empire's glory. Perhaps you think me an arrogant man, overstepping my place, but I lead no armies and make no laws. Perhaps you think me fatally ill, but I'm not a madman, nor am I out of my mind. My hands are emptier than those of the junkmen. My clothes are more tattered than those of the infected. All I've done, my mistake, is to see a different history and hear different voices than the others. The traditions that drove us never to whitewash our plain, long buried deep underground, shall again be unearthed. The cries that compel us never to attempt diminishing the cruelty, long fallen again. When that time arrives, perhaps a great nation's future will change for the better. All anger is quelled, sins forgiven, all pain, all will be assuaged by the purity of patience. Waxing poetic, but... Quick run, keep looking, don't look back, just like the others. We won't get away. We can't run from this, even if we make it out of Ursus. Nothing but death awaits. Cough, cough. Breathing's hard. You're gonna breathe snow in and choke. The Emperor's blade. Indeed, he will choke on his blood. But how'd you break free so fast? No, it's impossible. You are a clever one, but it's not enough. The illusion you cast on me was rooted in your own experiences, to a certain extent. I'm trying to go with kind of a Dark Knight Rises Bane voice, but I'm not doing a very good job. Your mistake was not realizing that putting us through the pain in your illusion is like trying to shift mountains with a feather. At the very least, this demonstrated your power. You have what is needed to become its replacement. I told you, I don't know a thing about you or your demonic power testing, and I am not interested. Oh, this is not an invitation, it is an ultimatum. Of course, you have been able to save them not once, not twice, but 3 times before I... tired of this? But I tire of this charade now. Stay back, unless you want to take away my corpse. Your voice is no longer calm. You're beginning to doubt yourself. What is the price, the Euro Devasto's power, when you are not one? I don't understand what you're getting at. All things have a price, and you are nearing your end. Perhaps we're both going to die together at that end. Just us. So you did not hear them, or perhaps you simply do not have the energy left to notice more. You did not hear the sound of footsteps in the snow. You're trying to save these people, even if it means sacrificing yourself to kill us. Yet you're unable to hear that they are only meaningless parasites. They're never willing to stray too far from their homeland. They claim to be unwilling to turn their back on their motherland and hold on to the meagerest glimmer of hope. They choose to run. They choose to intentionally slow their steps, or even turn back to face their depths. By leaving this place, they'll become unable to confirm their existence, even if this existence would bring them nothing but despair. Unfortunately, your warning is meaningless. What? Just as you told them. Don't look back. Cough, cough, ha. I don't wish to bring Ursus, Eurode's foe, whose body functions are ruined. This would waste a lot of time, even if your abilities. It's hardly a fair deal. Thus again, I recommend you give up and come with me. I'll say it again, I have no idea what this title is, and I have no interest in becoming one. Besides, even if I go with you, what about the infected, the ones you chased into a dead end? Oh, they have their own destiny to walk. Perhaps you should speak your mind more clearly. I said no, I need to... The silence and tension around a complete sentence is yet to surface out of the ether. The snow continues to fall around them, but the black entity has stopped marching forward. Before the next cluster of snow even touches the ground, a dark mist has begun to spread. Oh, he suddenly loses urge to continue forward. Stay. His other half of his cognition, stripped of reason, waits for the sight he saw to reappear. The same trick won't work twice, but there's nothing. There's only the inexplicable pause, pitch-black substance endlessly emanating from him, the thick dust accumulated in the mist. Almost like there's black snow falling. What? But the demon side of me has but a slight leak, and you're able to use my power. Yet you were able to use my power to shackle me. I'm just using the illusion and that filth trapped in your body to make you face yourself. No more meaningless struggles, else you'll die. In your own dominion. Now sleep. Oh my. This is. Boy, okay. This black monster are coming after us. Ah! Cough. Won't chase you anymore. What? Quick, get out of here. Head south before it comes to, and don't turn her back again. You have to leave this place if you want to live. What are you talking about? He won't chase us anymore? What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying you managed to convince the unreasonable lich? Enough, go. Go where? Creature told us those who turn their backs to the motherland can scarcely be called human. We don't want that. We don't want to turn our backs on the Tsar, on Ursus. You managed to get him to stop chasing us. You saved us, and you accomplished the impossible, but won't tell us your name. Who are you? Oh, that's not important. Or are you perhaps the one who vanished long ago? What? But he should be in a splendid first palace of deity Grifferberg at the Tsar's side. No. Right, if you don't belong here, then the blessing received is a stolen one. In this case, it's only fair we're punished for it. We must endure, persevere, be silent, but we haven't been able to do any of that. Even so, you protected these sinful souls. In that case, you must be the Eurodes folk. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had the kindness and compassion to offer infected a helping hand as equals. In that case, there's only one name you could bear. The name you don't want us praising. The name shared by all of them. That title? Gabrielus. Gabrielus. Rhodes foe has a returned like one of the tails. The one that Mama said would love us even if we had a stone disease, even if it's not by our side. Yes, it's her. She has returned to feed the villains and saved us. That's something only the Rhodes foe could do. Saved us. Those appear to be markings or tattoos. Those aren't in. They don't seem to be. There is though. Oysters crowd and all their hands gush towards her. They keep pushing and pulling like waves splashing upon a beach, all in an attempt to touch the corner of their idol's shirt, even if her attire is hardly any different from the tattered clothing they're wearing. Fully surrounded, she's no longer able to prop herself up or think. The moment her knees twitch and fall the snow, she seems as though she's going to collapse and pass out right there now. But she can't. Not here. The royal guard's still here, and those executioners who want to use her to kill even more people are still here. She can't close her eyes. She can't give up yet. Gabrielus? Question mark. In that moment, she even seems to think her tongue is once again working with her mouth to enunciate her words. However, her body simply curls up quietly and smaller. She endures till the pain subsides. She's not the Euro's foe, yet there is a price to pay. Despite being the one mistaken, she doesn't know what the price is to pay for this absurd charade. Sometimes not knowing the price is itself a price. Mantra, what's wrong? The leader's quiet voice suddenly echoes in the Rhodes Islanders' minds. Everyone stop. Repeat, everyone stop this. Repeat, everyone stop immediately. Head. The area ahead is demonically corrupted. Demonic corruption? Here? Well, aren't we 1/3 of an Ursus army away from Sammy? How could they be here? Doctor? This may not be normal demonic corruption. Dominion. North Mining District of Ursus. Radiant Squad's last known coordinate should be around here. According to the timestamp of the signal sent back to the city, they last sent out a message 10 days ago. The laboratory she mentioned is roughly 3 kilometers ahead. Are able to analyze anything here? I'm looking. Based on the scale and shape of the corruption, it's very likely to be caused by Dominion. Right, a fight against the Royal Guard probably took place here. Strange, though, for such an intense battle, there aren't traces of arts nearby. Stand you're worried, Doctor. No. Ah, yeah, those markings, that was her past. Knowing Radiant, she would definitely have tried to leave tracks we would decipher. At the very least, this explains something here that called for the Royal Guard's involvement. The Grand Duchess is hiding something from us. Radiant Squad might be in an extremely dangerous predicament, or might have been involved with whatever happened here. Correct. Whether they're going after Radiant or the laboratory, it seems we need to pick up the pace. And Mantra's just cool in both in story and in gameplay, but I don't think I can in any way justify pulling that banner when Silver Ash Altar is coming up next, and he's the one I've been looking forward to since the collab. Many even skipped the collab just for him. That's how good he is. Now we're gonna do this in hard mode here. Alright, this should be fairly easy. In fact, I think I will be able to do quite a few things here. Oh, I was doing quests earlier, as you can see. Let's see here. I've been sticking to some of the squad. Uh, Doll Keeper, gonna want soon. Here we are. We need to find a safe route to the Research Institute. Elysium. Ooh, they're actually having some with the animation. Looks like my equipment's not working right. I can't detect the precise angle of contamination. I think this is the miner's accommodation. The real danger here might be whoever's still around, really. This is demonic contamination we're talking about. Captain says there's no trace of any mental activity in the entire mine, human or animal. At the very least, the contamination hasn't blocked the way to the Institute. It's mostly headed south anyway. We can swing a detour to the north. It'll take us about 3 hours longer than the original plan, but the time loss will be manageable. Mantra nods. Wow. I've been thinking about this for a while now, but you two work really well together. Elysium and Mantra have been working together for many years now. You could say I'm Rhode Island's most experienced operator when it comes to working with the captain. It takes a lot out of her to speak, so if it's not an emergency, I get to be the one passing on the message. What do you think, Doctor? If we set off now, we should be able to make it before sunset. Not the sun sets in Ursine far north this time of year. Alright, we set off right now, get our friend up to speed on the detour. Don't fall behind now, Elosius. Sorry, I was just inspecting the mine equipment. Nothing to do with our travels together. What's going on? Why'd you stop for so long? According to the map, we're very close to the Institute. Don't tell me you found some traces of Dominion. The Royal Guard was here. Yes, you don't seem shocked? Hope you're not insinuating I'm hiding something. Well, as for Amia, oh, I'd be very hurt. I hope you share any pertinent information with us, at least while we're collaborating. What do you know about the whereabouts of the Royal Guard? First of all, only the Safar himself has the authority to know the comings and goings of the Royal Guard, let alone a lowly sergeant like myself. But honestly speaking, after the illustrious Grand Duchess of the Far North declared martial law and shut down the mines, the Royal Guard showing up would not be much of a shock. Then, if they're already conducting the investigation of their own here, where does that leave you? A clever one, aren't you? The news of the abnormal infected miners in the far north made waves, and many are curious. Naturally, while most Ursian have the right to curiosity, they do not have the same right to information. Please understand that as a sergeant, I'm limited in what I'm allowed to say. I hope my explanation will not cause too much confusion. No, it's fine. I understand the position you're in. I've never minced words about how this job could improve the resume of an Imperial Guardswoman like me. But I did imagine it being much easier. Anyway, the dream is dead. The Royal Guard being involved is a bad omen, no matter how you look at it. That dream is dead. If that's the case, are you still set with traveling us? Of course. I chose to take on this task, and quitting halfway would hardly be a decent thing to do. Before we continue onward, shall we reaffirm our trust? I look forward to our continued cooperation, like the time we met. Getting a flashback here? Yeah, 3 days ago. Elysium, give us some direction. The signal's all laggy. Like there's something interfering with our encrypted frequency. Whatever, not important. 10 guardsmen to your west, turn next to the right crossing. What are you talking about? The west is on our right. Did I say right? Ah. See the city hall? Go the opposite direction. I see it, but the crossing ahead is where the plates are disconnected. What? There's nothing like that on the stupid map. You're practically surrounded by guards. It's our only way out. Got it. Can you help keep up on me? I can. Hold on tight, Doctor. Doing my best here. Your best isn't good enough. Fine, I'll hold on to you instead. You alright, Doctor? I've gotten pretty used to it by now. I'm glad you're doing well. I can relax then. We've arrived at the designated location, Elysium. Elysium? Shh, don't stop. We're moving. There's guards. Line cut out. The terminal says Elysium's still moving, but we don't have a way to reestablish communication. It's like short-range comms have been unstable ever since we entered Bresk. There's no way of telling if it's because of the far north's extreme weather or human interference. I'm curious though, why would they send so many guards to detain intercity merchants? It is rather strange. There haven't been any issues with the ID cards Closure forged for us. Maybe we're not the ones they're looking out for. But putting that aside, it's supposed to be a quiet city, so it's strange so fortified. This isn't anything like the intelligence we had. If this goes on, we won't make it into the mining district. Doctor, shouldn't we rendezvous with Montra's team and discuss... Mantra... Doctor, finally got you. Keep moving. The guards are getting your way. Think I figured that out, thanks. Fast. Get behind me, Amiya. No, don't engage. Interloping scum. Hands up. Let's take a deep breath here. What laws have we violated in this? You've trespassed an industrial zone, attempted to infiltrate a private faculty, violating the migration regulations and urban public security measures. Can I ask you to reconfirm, sir? When we entered the city, I never heard anything about a probation on foreigners entering the industrial zone. The new one went into effect just after you reached Brisk. You'll now be detained under the law, and public security will decide if you're deported or exiled, considering your circumstances. Inadvertently violated, then I deeply apologize. We were to look for an inner-city merchant. It was stated clearly in the itinerary declaration we submitted upon entering the city. Save for public security. Yeah. We didn't mean to offend. There may be a way for both of us to save time. I believe it. I'm sure the Grand Duchess has kind as rumors say. Enough of that. I don't give a damn. I'm just doing my job. Sir, this way. Sir, we can't delay any longer. I'm sorry. Amiya shift her body. Sir, protecting you. Monster observers surrounding before you. You know how things work around here. Get them. What are you standing around for? Get in there. What, can't even handle a little feline girl? Sir, behind them. It looks like spit it out already. The Imperial Guard. Those princess bastards should be in Grifferberg. What would they be doing in Bresk? With those clothes? I am terribly sorry, sir, but I'm afraid she is right this time. You, Korcheva, Sergeant of the Imperial Guard, Vanguard Battalion, here for Deity Grifferberg. What are you playing at? I have a simple request for you. Overlook this breach of your protocol and release our pitiful guests. You're with them? Unfortunately, they're indeed my friends, so now that you're aware of my history, surely you do me this favor, yes? We're a long way from Grifferberg. Why should I care about that? Because I stopped by public security and filled out the paperwork. The young Ursus waves papers in her hand. In the dusky gloom of polar night, none can see what's written on them. Oh, but if I were you, sir, I wouldn't play around with my future like that. There are many lost travelers here, but rarely a chance to curry favor with the Imperial Guard. May I ask your name? Or your service number? Alright, Sergeant, I report this all to public security. May go. May your authority be as eternal and glorious as the Tsar himself. Thank you for the kind words, sir. But none as eternal glory as his Imperial Majesty. The rest of us will have to leave the stage when the time comes. I'll be off with our guests for now. I see, so she does a favor out of nowhere. Thank you for helping us get out of that tricky situation, but why? You're still close by. My cute little goddess, you may call me Elosius. Ma'am is too formal, and guardswoman or girl is too crude. I believe names are what's best for a current relationship. Thank you for the help. You know how to handle those guards. They most likely thought you were ordinary travelers, easy to shake down for a quick chevron or two. Same way they treat their Colombian sightseers. But you're hardly tourists or traders, are you? Let's get to the chase here. Why are you helping us? Good. I appreciate candor. I will answer your questions, but not here. Once we've gathered our friends, we can go somewhere far from prying eyes and ears. We don't have much time. Relax, I won't waste your time. This is all in service of your goal. Well, here we are. Where is here? An abandoned apartment. As far as I know, the guards don't care for these empty old districts. An empty plate may sound wasteful, but it is true. No matter how much the deity Griffinburg Time tries to cover it up, it's a well-known fact the population of far northern cities has been dwindling these last few years. As time goes by, the place becomes deserted. The place will be discarded, left to rust by the wilderness of all the other abandoned plates. We need to know exactly why you came looking for us, now, ideally. Vigilant stare. Could I ask everyone to lighten up a little, please? There's a lot of you and only one of me. What kind of threat could I possibly pose to people of your caliber? I could ask the Fidia lady outside the door, tell your friends I'm not lying. Captain says there's nobody else here, district's safe. Choosing this place means you also need to be covert. A friend of mine used to live here. She had hoped to achieve her dream of completing the saga for the Ursine people, but that was defeated by the frigid cold. She's doing very well in Grifferberg, I should add. Thanks to her, we have this place to shelter from both cold wind and from the people snooping around. I'm sure I'm not the only one who wants to stay out of trouble. Firstly, since I've already introduced myself, may I have the pleasure of knowing your names? We've come from Victoria, still insisting you went to the industrial zone to be an interested merchant. A widow who goes by the name of Olga. A very reliable cover story, well no fool the vast majority of the city's port officials. But no matter how you put it, it's rare for a commercial party in a nomadic city to be using military-grade encrypted communications. What is it, you intercepting our communication? Oh, no, 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 I would never do something so crude. I may have been the Aurora, or the recently It may have been the Aurora or recently upgraded defense equipment. You truly are unlucky coming to burst during the most interesting times it has ever seen. I've been honest on my part. If you still have things you wish to keep hidden, then I'm afraid we'll have to break things off here. A pharmaceutical company known as Rhodes Island. See, honestly isn't painful, is it? Rhodes Island. I've heard this name mentioned many times while investigating infected rumors across the land. Based on what I've pieced together from these tales, you lot are the stuff of legends. But no matter how true they are, the most recent instance I've encountered with their name was a paper you published about aberrant changes in the infected. You don't strike me as a colleague in the field. I never thought you'd be interested in oreopathy studies. Pardon me for letting you down, but not every newly minted noble is an uneducated lout. There is not a nation in this land that can overlook the infected question, though their policies in answering it may differ. Anyone with a modicum of common sense would know that just how important this scientific achievement of yours is. There's one thing I'm curious about. Despite this groundbreaking discovery, Rhodes Island has kept a low profile instead of using it to do more business. Is that why you came to find us? Oh, that can easily be explained. I don't think anyone who goes to the far north mining district now is doing it for the same reason. You also want in? What, do you not? Well, we need to get in. Sure enough. You don't have a way to get in the mining district, and as it turns out, I have need of oreopathy specialists. It's a perfect recipe for cooperation. So you want us to go in the district with you? Of course. The authorities here will not look kindly on some grifferburger sticking her nose in the far northern affairs, after all. As things are, your cover as merchants will do you no good, nor will it help me, so let's forget the masks and red tape and shake hands. That's one solution to all our problems. But what does he want to do in the district, and what do you need from us? Was I not clear? I'm hoping Rhodes Island will accompany me to the mining district to collaborate on an investigation into the infected affair. The infected affair? What exactly are you referring to? Oh, my dear, sweet, naive Cottus. But, little bunny, my patience has its limits, you know. This is no time to be playing dumb. No, that's a serious question. We lost contact with our mobile medical team in the far north central mining district, and we need to find them. We really do have no idea what this infected affair is, and hope you will elaborate. In the district just for... Wait, you really don't know? That's impossible. To my knowledge, you built so many more medical posts across Ursus the past few years. Simple doubt replaces the suspicion. And on her face, we're finally coming to a realization. She understands how our assumptions led her astray. Which is mobile medical team. No fixed offices means no steady access to network contacts with the latest intelligence. I don't know what issues Rhodes Island is currently facing, but it seems the information you have must be limited. Because this is Ursus, you've been unable to do much because of your lack of information. You've been blindly running to walls, haven't you? Shit, I was too impatient. Does this have to do with the current state affair? Forget I said anything. That favor was free of charge. No need to thank me. Wait, the very fact you came looking for us means there's a possibility we can work together on this. Could you not tell us what happened? I should have thought things through before making a choice. There I was, thinking you were racking your brains on how to enter upon hearing the news. You really should know that information is worth quite a bit on the black market. We're not that kind of organization, but that doesn't matter right now. We have a natural reason to be invested in anything in the infected. That's why you came looking for us, is it not? Please tell us. Fine. Since I'm already here, I might as well do something, even if it's just for some infected. The infected are Ursian citizens as well. You're correct, precious little bunny. The infected are indeed Ursins. And that's before we mention those miners the Tsar personally promised life, not survival. The miners are the backbones of Ursus, keeping its war machines running, a fact those corrupt old nobles and puppets haven't realized yet. But even they must know Ursus must change. My word, what am I babbling about? Good thing those sharp-tongued, poison-spitting colleagues of mine aren't here. They'd laugh me into my grave. You should not feel ashamed for this. Spoken words are spilled milk. They freeze solid in this weather. So what's the infected affair? Sounds like it has to do with infected miners. Listen, if you dare leak any of this, you have my word, no matter what you have to say, we will never disclose it. There's no benefit to making an enemy of Ursus. We know that well. Give me a moment, I need to figure out where to start. You know, of course, the Bresk borders in the far north. It's the largest nomadic city in the north of Ursus. This means the city administrates a total of 30,000 square kilometers worth of mines scattered across the far north, alongside 200,000 infected. What issues arise from the solar system? Please don't look at me like that. Sorry, I knew this sort of talk would anger you, but the Tsar does not wish for these infected miners to be treated as cheap labor. On the contrary, his decrees have shown a lot of care for the people here. Things have been going smoothly in the city these past few years until 3 months ago. This is where your company's area of expertise comes in, along with that paper. 3 months ago, large numbers of abnormal infected were discovered in here. The symptoms are close to the ones described in your paper. 3 months ago, wasn't that? So that's the reason it's under martial law. How many abnormal are here in the district? That is the question. Right now, nobody knows how many normal infected are left here. These are these civilians actually fight. Interesting. Luckily, I can do this. Alright, skill 3 time. Darn, we lost all the civilians. Well, some of them. Alright, so this here. This should do the trick.
Watch your step. Tell me what you require.
Spring breeze.
But yeah, let's be safe.
From here?
Right, here we are, a proper healer, and they should be able to chain with this.
Low summer on low heat.
Ah, nice. That's given the range a good boost. Thankfully, her range has been significantly extended thanks to her teammates.
Find it anywhere.
Yeah, this is supercharging it. Dang, these civilians actually got hands. The ones I saved were able to fight off quite a bit. Oh yeah, the Lumen skin is from the Hello Kitty collab they did. There's no event or anything, that's why I didn't stream it. It's purely intended as it was purely a skin collab, so he didn't miss, rest assured he didn't miss an event or anything. Been 2 of those so far. Let's see. Shadowy Path. Alright, this is going to introduce the chapter's gimmick, so let's take a look at it. Let me grab a sip of my drink real quick, actually. Alrighty, there we go. Strange pollution covers the place. There are invisible enemies within. I can't act when I can't see what's going on inside, and operators cannot be deployed within. It'd be nice to have someone familiar with the environment. Alright, so I'll need invis reveal. Tsukinogi, Silver Ash, Inez, or the new alt. Hey, what's this? Are you a rescue? Strange pollution spreading. We know the area. We can help you deal with it. Problem is those heavily polluted facilities. Destroy them to clear the pollution. We typically operate out of a hidden tunnel. Unless if you need help. When activated, minor gorillas assembled will be in standby modes. Miners automatically attack enemies. Some enemies may be attacked by multiple miners. The limitations of the environment means the battle is likely to grind to a stalemate. Medic operators can heal miners in range, albeit with lesser effect. Oh, nice! Oopsie. I needed to deploy someone to block that guy. Yes, it is my fault. I failed the damn tutorial. Oh yeah, I guess while I'm waiting up here anyways, I will need to, I think I've got the next game planned to start on Sunday or Monday. I'm probably gonna be splitting up with this game's chapter, so it should be nice. It's there. Hopefully, look forward to it.
I'll leave this.
Well, I will say I like these civilians more than I like the ones from the Executor Altar event or the previous.
Only thing.
See here, the first Ursus event had civilians where killing them, enemies would try to kill them, and it cost you life points. Unfortunately, sucks, but yeah, it sucks. But protecting them was essential, and they were weirdly suicidal at times. Then came the civilians from the chapter 12, which I did stream. It was a pain in the ass because you had to figure out which were enemies before they'd actually become enemies. Then, of course, there were the civilians in Executor Altars event. Those were probably the worst of all because they loved to jump down. They didn't count against you, but they make things a lot harder if they die. Oh no, there were also this event ones from Texas Altars event, civilians there. They just made Agent 47 spawn as a painful elite to have to fight. Why, that's a lot of elites. Don't worry, we can help clean up rock walls. Thanks, we'll do this together.
Forward.
Yeah, that's gonna be important.
Nobody.
Yeah, Ifrit's always been a very good unit. Alright, let's go with AoE.
Arch unit charging. Nobody can.
I like how her voice is way louder than anyone else's. Oops. Guess those civilians will have to defend me. Dang. Civilians here actually do got hands. Dude, 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 dude. Well, yeah, we'll still do this with the empowered stuff. I'm still doing random bullshit go, aren't I? Well, I guess I am kind of mostly doing the Ave Mujica team. Meeting room at the New Rhodes Island. Any clues on the sarcophagus? The very latest activity we know of involving it came after the Chernobog Lumen incident when the government retrieved the entire system. As for what they actually plan to do with it, they've been keeping it under tighter wraps than ever. There's nothing more about it in Calcit's records. It's not like we can directly ask to borrow it. Do we have any other way to finding its location? Look at the official register after the research institute was destroyed. There's no survivors other than Sergei. We did manage to find some clues when looking into what happened afterwards. He established a new institute to continue research in the sarcophagus. In the short period of time the institute's operating, one name stood out to us. Artyom. He was the vice director at Sergei's institute, but he's a complete ghost with no verifiable academic or political background to speak of. We may be able to make a rational deduction. Sees. This man has special connection to Circuit or the Institute. No matter what this connection may be, he might be key to our breakthrough. So we need to find Artyom. No, things get a little more complicated from here on out. He's proven to be very hard to track ever since Sergei's Institute cut down. According to Cal's intelligence, he died of heart failure in the Grifferberg sanatorium last winter. Maintained a good relationship with Ursus to his last. Maybe we can find the people who knew him. Good idea, that's what I was thinking too. There's another researcher who had a connection to Artyom. Ksenia. We have a lot more detail on her background. Before Sarcophagus, he had briefly served as Ilya's assistant at Chernobog Research and crossed paths with Calcit. Recent intelligence indicates she's currently at the far north, working at the mining district administered by the city of Bursk. That's where Artyom's final letters were sent. Doesn't sound like a reliable clue, but it's the only clue we got. We should go research center and find her. I have to remind you, Doctor, while we are all determined to bring Calcit back, we must thoroughly evaluate the risks of every mission. Rhodes Island cannot bear any more losses. Oh, but I'll go. Radiant? Earth has also been a dangerous place, and we have very limited intelligence for this mission. There are many important decisions the Doctor and Amia must make while Rhodes Island is being rebuilt. Radiant, I know you're a capable young woman now, Amia, but this is exactly why you need to stay here and handle our most important tasks. The latest news from Lateran is also worrying, and the Doctor will need to see to it personally. Allowing Rhodes Island to steady its footing in our new home is our top priority. You're right. If we were just an infiltration mission, Misery's team would be the best choice, but information gathering is my team's specialty. Besides, there's no one better sent back to Ursus than me, is there? Make some really compelling arguments, Radian. Alright, but it's your decision, Doctor. This will be a very dangerous mission, so stay safe, Radian. Rhodes Island cannot afford to lose anyone else. We'll act with caution as the mobile medical team. The rest of you, take care of yourselves while you're out, okay? Of course. I hope that all of you come back home safe. Wizened voice. I shall mediate and share this pain. One man's pain is everyone's pain. One man's sin is everyone's sin. May sinners repent with their heart, sins be forgiven, and souls find salvation. Wah, pound howling. Ah. Oh my. Young miner. It's okay, Bobo. Don't be scared. It's Rankin. He chased away the patrol unit chasing us. We're safe for now. Yes, for now. Where else can we go? Where can we find shelter? Babushka, are you hungry? Let's ask Holly for another piece of bread. Oh, I'm fine. You're such a sweet child, but I really am. Go see Rankin. He has done so much, his spirit must be nearly worn away. Go see him. Do not let him be burdened any more than he already is. Yeah, this character is the 5-star on the banner, the penultimate rank. So that means they're probably gonna have a bit of importance. Then again, sometimes a character's importance changes. Like Vendela, I think it was, the incantation medic. Yeah, it's really weird. She was just a flower shop attendant. I did like her story during chapter, was it 13 or 14? I think it was during 13. But it's rather weird. She has what looks like a false black crown, but it didn't seem to mean anything. I wonder if some characters changed in role. You, under the twilight sky, young man's stern consciousness eases. Cold soon cools the warm blood, staining his pickaxe. Standing before him is routed. Don't kill me. You're not allowed to do anything to me. I surrendered. Oh, but we haven't accepted that surrender. Tell me, how many of these squads are pursuing us? I don't know. Every patrol unit's independent. We don't talk to each other. Tell me something I don't know, or I'll have no reason to let you live. Wait, don't listen to me. The chips you have in you, the diagnostics chips, the ones used to check how infected we are. Rankin the noble, Rankin the hero. Are you really so naive? Those chips send your coordinates to the research facility and nearby guard posts. The moment we try to leave, the chip leaves your body. Boom. Losing a single leg would be lucky. Losing both is possible. You won't be running anywhere like that. Just give up already, Rankin. You think you can leave this mine by killing a patrol unit? There's nowhere to go. Ursus will chase you forever. Surrender. It's the only way you won't die a miserable death. Don't listen to him, Rankin. If the chips really did blow up, you'd have a bunch of 3-legged bird beasts walking around. Patrol units are worse than bastards. An honest one of them is like an aphid in winter. I gotta know one before I became infected. Ah. You've done enough today, Rankin. Leave this one to me. Oh, stop killing people. We don't need to. Nobody's badly hurt. Let him go. Get back, Vedochki. What's the point in showing a man like him mercy? It was these bastards that killed Paulina, all because she was caring for an unregistered child. She's pregnant when they hanged her. Have you all forgotten the terrible things they've done? Cough, cough. Thank you. I'll remember you. You were the meekest of all the children. You were happy. You will have a happy ending. You and all the rest of these. Hey! Lisa didn't let him bleed out slowly in the snow. Rise up, Vedochki. Get back. Go to the back and find the doctor for me. I'll get to Nico and tell him together everyone wants to leave the mining district of the South Dormitory. Get them ready. We need these chips out of us. Believe what that guy said? Doesn't matter. We need the chips out of our bodies either way. Even if they don't explode, they definitely transmit our location. Patrol units have already found us once. We don't know when the next squad will show up. If this keeps up, we'll be back on the back foot in no time. Alright, I'll get it done. But you promised me. Oh, you're still here. I didn't promise you anything, Vitchel. Besides, if the rest of the bastards and his units are dead, why should he be any exception? His arrogance, his ridicule? Never mind. No? Never mind, you wouldn't understand. Forget what I just said. Alright, take this. What is it? Stopwatch. I found it in the Institute. It should still work. When we get a minute, I'll teach you how to use it. From now on, you won't need to live your life counting meaningless numbers, worrying about a miscount leaving people dead in the mines. At least now, go, Vedoshki. Go help me find her. Hand is shaking. Oh, hush. Go do what you have to do. Please let me. Your soul can be saved. Even though you've seen how those men treated us and seen how I killed them, don't be so quick to bless others or to forgive them, me included. Now go. We don't have much time. Thank you. Gospels, Seraphine. We have not known each other for long. I want to believe that since your medical team is willing to come to such a remote place to treat the infected, you are people I can trust. I'm sorry now, I have no choice but ask your help. Please go ahead, as long as you can help with. I just learned that inside every miner, there's a tracking chip that could explode at any moment. We need a way to extract them so we can escape the patrol units. I'm prepared to serve as a test subject myself. If it's successful, please perform the surgery on others. If it does unfortunately explode, I hope you'll be able to give me first aid. If I die, then just tell everyone waiting for me about this. Now, I must ask you to leave. No, let me do the examination first, may I? Go ahead. I regret to inform you that these chips really could explode. They contain miniaturized yet high-powered originium bombs. If the chip does not receive electrical signals from the local district relay or the human body, it triggers an explosion. If you hope to get everyone out of this district, you must remove these chips. Is that the power of your artwork? Of course. I may be able to temporarily copy the signal to fool the receiver, but I must warn you, this carries a great deal of risk. We can't afford to wait for the perfect solution. Your idea is good enough. One moment, then. Radiant starts using her arts, causing beams of energy to resonate at the same time as the chip's receiver. Rankin nods and sits down, grasping the hilt of his dagger. It is cold, smooth, and solid as it rubs against the calluses. Just stay back a bit for me, Doctor. That won't be happening. This is the first time I've tried it, so I need to observe it in real time. And guide your hand using nerve impulses. Take care not to detonate the chip. Incredible. It's a shame we didn't meet sooner. Hope we still have time to chat after this. He wipes his dagger with some alcohol, pointing its blade at the scar on his leg before plunging in the flesh. Phew. It worked, right? The young miner leaps up, forgetting the cut on his leg, oozing blood. Down your wound, pressing. Of course, thank you, Doctor. You're my life. You're truly amazing. I've never seen a physician as skilled as you. You even remind me of a nursing soldier. By that. Sorry, please do not misunderstand. That's the highest praise I can think of. I mean true soldiers, not these patrol unit brutes. The ones who drove off the invading Knights Mora and freed us from the tyrannical hippogriffs. They were the true heroes. Oh yes, have you read Igor Velky's biography? We should prepare for surgery on the others. How many will we need to operate on? I'm afraid it's a number that'll leave you and your colleagues running ragged. My decoy signal can cover the entirety of this area, and my colleagues can coordinate the surgeries. That being the case, I reckon we need to stay here for some time. Time is something we're short on. Have the medical team prioritize the elderly and children, then teach the others to perform the surgery. Hand out scalpels. My people are not squeamish. I'd appreciate if you did not make medical decisions for me. No, I didn't mean to order you around. Since the duty of leading everyone out of this district is mine, I need to make decisions accordingly. Patrol units can show up at any time. Extreme weather, lack of supplies, all things that could prove fatal. Hope we can reach an agreement on this. No matter what happens, we need to be wary of infection. My team will oversee the sterilization procedures. Let's begin. Act first, then discuss the future. Bleh, cough, cough, bleh. Is this your limit? When you were eating smoked sausages back in Grifferberg, did you ever wonder how many they were made? Never went to the slaughterhouses in the satellite cities? Rotten hell, Rankin. swallowed a bunch of snow, but I still can't get the smell of blood out of my nose. Next time I have a chance, dumping fresh burn beach blood into your soup. Fresh burn beach blood is expensive. A bucket costs more than 100. Can't afford that. There's a metaphor, damn it. I didn't know you used to be a gourmet chef, Holly. Some transport that sort of thing when you're a truck driver. The Griffberg nobles believe the blood of young burden beasts would make them beautiful. He told me a lot of things about the city in his letters. The last one I received was 7 years ago. Hope he's still alright. I'll have to ask you to make sure Nikto doesn't mess with my dinner. I'll make sure nobody's messing with anyone's dinner. Hope this won't end up being our last meal, or I'll end up cursing you to the grave, Rankin. Whatever you say, I'm in good spirit today. It's been so long since I felt the sort of freedom. We've finally broken our shackles and we're free. What we want to do, where we want to go, how we want to live our lives, we can decide for ourselves now. We just save the poetry recital for when we're actually safe. What now? Plan hasn't changed. We head out to the southern border of Casimires, find the village founded by the infected, the one that belongs only to being infected. There will be space for all of us there. You're just blindly believing in this reunion without even knowing if they're the real deal. No, I have my reason to believe. A few years back, I was stationed at the border. Heard about a lot of them. Information I could trust. They provide shelter, give out medicine, and have fended for many patrol units who want to push around people like us. I believe we find people who share our ideals there. That just makes me think it's some infected illusion or an army spinning an excuse for a bigger share of taxes. Makes me wonder why it took until now for a banner like this to be flown. If we found out they do not exist, then it should be us who raise the flag. Huh. In here, I thought your time on the border would have taught you better. Just imagine for a moment if you saved that count back then instead of the infected. You'd be a lieutenant right now, maybe even a captain. Patrol units like the ones we ran into today would be licking your boots with the wave of your finger. And I should be even more grateful for the choice I made that day. Otherwise, I might not have had the chance to see this nation's true face, or learn what my life's greatest calling is. Our people have been duped and deceived for far too long. They believe their current lives are what they deserve for getting what they really have. This is not only a conflict between infected and ordinary folk. One day, all the infected Ursus died. If one day all infected Ursus died, they use some other standard to decide who's cast the mines. Why do some have everything handed to them while others struggle for survival? Where do the fruits of their bitter toil go? Who actually gets to say what people deserve? Maybe the way this land is the way things should be. Even if there was another Terra, even if another civilization started from scratch, things might not turn out any different from now. No, I don't believe that. When you opened your eyes and actually looked at everything around us, did you not feel anger? When we feel an instinctual rage, that means everything is wrong. You should know that based on what you've been through, Nikto. Don't bring up that crap, it's ancient history. Fine, even if it's as you say, how far away from the border? What things will we run on the way on there? I have a plan. Why do you think I asked you to gather these clips? They didn't blow chips. They didn't blow up when we took them out of the other chips, which means they're still work as positioning devices. These things have brought us so much suffering. Why not use them to our advantage against the patrol units? That's not what we agreed on. We decided to escape. You know our condition. How many of us can even move? Maybe half? We might be able to beat 1 or 2, but we can't hold off all of Ursus. The only thing causing more bloodshed would do is trap us here even further. Want to live. Taking this step is only a matter of time. Every patrol unit lackey we kill is another spare ventilator in our hands. Any supplies we can seize can be used to leave the ice fields, and now children like Vedochki to see another day. Have you forgotten what gave us the opportunity to leave this place? Even if that thing can't be called human, we were the ones that killed it. I don't know what you're talking about. You become completely unreasonable before we even left the mining district. I want to fight over this, Nikto. Ah, you, Uncle Nikto, you're here too. What is it? Nothing, I just came to see if you had eaten yet. Oh, you don't need to ask this guy. His stomach's full with his grand ideals. You're not really wrong. You should focus on our physician friends. It's they who did all the hard work today. I want to see them. They're about to rest. Good, you worked hard too. How's the wound? Does it hurt? I'm okay. Everyone's okay. Really now, everyone's been very brave. Rest, eat your fill, and get a good night's sleep. We don't have much food. My portion's not very big. Take care of yourself too, Uncle. Vedochki really trusts you, Rankin. Always calling you Uchki like you're her teacher. Everyone trusts you. They're waiting for you to get them out here. I know, which is why every word I tell her now is going to be true in my heart. It's the same as when I lead everyone. I take the path I believe to be right. Let's hope you are. Relax, old Nikto. Today's the day of our first victory, a good omen. Let's not be so anxious. When someone awakens the truth and decides to set off on the journey, it's the grandest beginnings. Quoting from Igor's biography again? No, those are my own words. Trust me, Nikto, we're doing great things now. All the surgeries are complete, Captain. Some of the patients are developing fevers. We're limited in what we can do. So I'll go have a word with their leader after this and do my best to ensure the wounded are provided food and water. You worked hard today. Get some rest. Taking care of yourselves is important too. Captain, we still need to... Far north is under martial law, and the weather's affecting our ability to communicate. It's difficult for us to connect to the outside. What happened here will surely draw the attention of the authorities. We need to leave. We cannot ASAP. We cannot stay here. But do we really need to work with them? I'm worried if we do, we'll be drawn to the conflict with Ursus. Rhodes Island has no reason to make an enemy of the Empire, but right here, right now, these people are just struggling to survive. Changing the lives of the infected has always been our mission. Besides, they've also helped us a lot. Don't worry for now. Just do your best to prepare for the unexpected. I'll keep trying to get in contact with the base in the city. If they can receive the information we sent earlier, I hope they'll notice the clues we left behind when they come to us. Alright, so, we started in media res for this chapter. Bresk times. Get your copy here. Do you want one, Devushka? Oh, sure, how much? 20 para, is that okay? Fine. I don't have spare change on me. Here, take this. Oh, thank you, you're amazing. Mia carefully places it in Chivonet's boy's palm. He quickly disappears on the street corner, fighting the benefactor might regret her decision to take it back. Mia, what are you looking at? That boy's clothes look very thin. Bresk is colder than Ursus I remember. The Ursus I remember. It was winter last time we were here. Brisk is further north than Chernobog. I still remember. It was the first time I saw such intense fighting. I was so nervous I forgot to be scared. At that time, I thought I could never see anything so dangerous again. We've been through an awful lot since then. At least now there's no catastrophes chasing us, and I know who I really am. Yes. On that topic, Doctor, it's rare for us to have a chance to quietly watch a city like this, isn't it? Chernobog, Lungmen, Londinium, wherever we go, our memories seem to be filled with chaos and fires of war. That's how this land should be. You should remember the city like it is now. Finally getting quiet time to watch it. Let's check today's paper. Does it say why the mine's been blocked off? No. We might only be able to learn more once Aloysius has finished negotiating with the Grand Duchess. She said she would help us apply for a permit to enter the mining district, but how would she go around doing that? She made sure we know how limited our info is. She wants us on the back foot. Grand Duchess's office is right ahead. The intelligence we gathered, and Ms. Yelizaveta Konstantinskaya. Not the typical Ursian noble. Her policy is known for being kind to the infected and non-infected alike. Every channel of information we've checked describes her as a good person. A woman like that deserves more than just kindness. She can also be a bright woman. Her office is humble-looking, almost like a regular home. Buildings in Bresk are relatively short and regular. It must be the style here in the far north. Looking at the map, all the surrounding buildings seem to almost envelop it. It's a unique location in terms of urban planning. They're not even letting us wait inside this time. Be a local leader with quite the reputation. Are you worried, Doctor? Honestly speaking, so am I. Even if Aloysius has made her thoughts on the matter clear, we don't know her true goals still. Doesn't this feel rather familiar? You mean like in Lungmen? Chen really was no nonsense, wasn't she? Don't you mean hard to work with? Let's go with strict. This is the character who will get who will be the first character with three forms of themselves in this game. I'm not too happy about that they're already. Don't get me wrong, I knew eventually they'd start making alts of characters who already have alts, but doing it already honestly seems a little eh. But I suppose I can't see her and say she hasn't been part of the story. I mean, her and Bagpipe were even showing up a lot during the Lungmen arc. They are relevant, even if I'm not the biggest fan. Chen treats others the same way she treats herself, and that's how it was back then, that's how it is now. Fortunately for us, Chen is very hard on herself. Oh, right, we got news from her before we left home. She didn't go into details of her movements. While she didn't go into detail on her movements, she did sound well. She heard about what happened. She promised that if Rhodes Islands needed her, she will return. Well, we made a lot of friends. I still remember when we were working with Chen, the ones who actually represented Rhodes Island with Chief Wei was Dr. Calcit. Doctor, I'm worried I won't be able to solve problems or get people to work with us like she did. Also, we know practically nothing about Ursa's current condition as the Grand Duchess. Doctor, we don't need to do what only Calcit could do. Be yourself, Amia, and we'll find a way. I ask which of you is the Doctor of Rhodes Island. Is it Her Imperial Highness the Grand Duchess invites you to meet with her? This will make things a bit easier, hopefully. Sometimes these fights feel a little arbitrary, sometimes they make sense within the context of the story. There we are. Time to send these guys on their missions. Will most definitely not kill them horribly. Alright, let me check here. Where do I guess putting the bard in the middle here might not be half bad. What do I want? And I can extend the range with that. Where's her goes? Yeah, right there. Okay, so I need to put the bard there. Then I can put our ambusher there. Okay, yeah, I have to see how I'm gonna be extending the range here.
What can I get you? Eight crashes. Fight them too.
Here we are. Now. In here, I suppose. Maybe I should have faced him up, actually. Well, it's not a big deal, I guess. Nice. The damage over time effect is pretty strong. I actually did M6 Sumiri here, by the way. Yeah, that's the damage one.
What can I get you?
Alright, I can retreat him because Yi should have an easier time killing all those enemies, yeah. Team FA Mujika is actually quite strong. Face her downward. Here we go. Yeah, I think I like these new civilians. Dang. Yeah, these are the easy missions, but once we get in, it's definitely gonna start raising the difficulty pretty hard. Okay, strategic simulation. Our gorillas have less HP. Right, I need to complete these. Alright, I'll go and do all these. Okay, first things first. Yeah, this one's the first one. Simulation starts. Patrol captains have increased HP. They have increased attack. More HP attacks a lot easier. Deployment limit -2. Those look like easier ones for me to handle. Maybe I should have gone with a -1 actually, because that's a little easier. Yeah, I should have gone with the -1 block because that's still one block is still fine for most. The
Get you. I must join our game.
時間は待ってくれます。あなたたちの終幕に。手伝うね。歌うね。
oops. Yeah, I should have gone with the allies minus range. That'll be a little easier. Customizing the difficulty is a kind of neat thing.
暇はかりそめの命を宿す。位置につきました。あなたたち
No, easy. Oink, oink.
so long as you have some spring breeze 安いことです。
Your private room.
I guess theoretically I could have gone with more attacks, seeing as how here these enemies actually aren't hitting very hard at all. Whatever. Here we are. This moment. Should be fine.
Is it my turn?
「迷っている暇はあり」Spring breeze timeには
Your private room. Enter.
それでも金を求めますね。So the mountain when summer leaves feed the plains hue 誤差ありません。
Yes. Oink, oink.
焦っちゃダメだよ。だね。
Excellent. Beaver time. There may be a lot more infiltrators, but it doesn't matter when everyone's dying. There we go. Challenge is complete. stages. Start by saying hi. I'm gonna stick to Ave Mujica team plus buddies. They'll be the groupies. Let me grab something to drink. Well, they're not the most meta of teams, but I do like the just gameplay of the Ave Mujica team and how they synergize with each other. Even the crappy drummer that I don't have on the team right now. We thank our honored guests for your patience. Please follow me. You comply with the guard's request, patiently waiting in the office lobby. The much rumored Grand Duchess discussion to come close. Dude interior has no clock or other timekeeping instrument, as if time is not a right conferred upon its visitors. You while away the minutes in boredom, thinking back to your own discussion not long ago. Are we doing another flashback? Yes, we are. Only the doctor's allowed to meet with her. I also think that's unreasonable. Something unexpected happens. There's no way for Ami and I to protect you. In the end, this is her domain. It seems not giving us any room to bargain. Aloysia should introduce the Grand Duchess. We still don't know why she wants to help us. My memory bank has no records of a young Ursine noble like her out there. But a woman acting as a special ambassador who also personally knows the Grand Duchess must be extraordinary. Many secrets. The relationship between a Grifferberger and envoy and a local noble is a very subtle thing, but she did clearly say she wanted to go with her to the mining district. We must cooperate no matter what. This is the only chance we have to get in there. Rhodes Island stepped sites of Ursus, and we have no way of knowing how the local administration views us. I've had my share of past experience. I've been through this sort of situation before. I'll support your decision, Doctor, but please be careful. Take a comms terminal at least. If anything happens, reach out immediately. We'll come to get you, even if we have to smash the place up. I will if I have to, but I'll make sure I don't need to use it. But what is this mine lockdown hiding? The corridors of the building are exceptionally empty, just like the streets of the city it stands in. The moment you're led inside, a slight nod is all you're left with. Not a word's passed your guide lives up the entire time. Perhaps he trusts your intuition to lead you to the correct room, or perhaps he's used to putting visitors to the test. Fortunately, you detect the warm scent of smokewood, apple smokewood, wafting from that guard, which takes you to the only door emitting such a smell. The door leads to a room tucked away in the corner, was once pushed open. It's as though the looming, imposing stone walls of this chill gloom city have come together to hide a spot of sacrosanct tranquility. First thing you see is a graceful ash-blue figure on the other side of the room. Greetings. Your Imperial... Feel your nerves from here. You need a... Please, call me Grand Duchess Elizabeth, as my friends do. You can tell you're an individual of... Her voice is gentle and innocent, not all what you expected. Mistress of this place slowly turns around. Is it going to be recognizable? Oh, wow. Oh my, I was not expecting this. I welcome each and every guest to Brest with open arms. This is not the part where you introduce your friend, Elotta? Oh, yes, of course. This is the one I was just speaking at. Dr. Rhodes Island Pharmaceuticals. They call me the doctor. It's an honor to be granted such an audience. I'm not being too bold, my visit. As I said, there's not much need for such formality. Come closer, close to my fire. My attendant shall fetch us some tea, fortunately. It may be difficult for travelers from afar to adapt to Bresk in the season. Though she may be remote, there are times when she is a warm and home. Has her journey been a smooth one? I fear I can't describe it at us. Public security certainly cares for Bresk. Please believe me when I say that all you've seen here is in service to maintain the city's hard-fought serenity. Elotta has already explained to me in great detail the excellent work her new Horeopathy specialist friends have done in the field. Yours is a talent our city sorely needs at this moment. Ursus requires Horeopathy specialists. Our young Tsar wishes to bestow his favor equally among every Ursine citizen, even wishes for the division of infection to no longer plague the people. It's for this reason he labors himself to exhaustion, such that even the most steely-eyed courier is left heartbroken at the sight. But rare is the one who truly understands how precious a treasure his Imperial Majesty's innocence is. We who call ourselves his followers must do all we can to enact his will. Bresk borders on the largest mining district in the far north, but the methods we have available to treat Horeopathy fall far short of his Imperial Majesty's ideals, which means we require able doctors If that is what your imperial goal, the doctor is the best partner. I've read Rhode Island's scientific papers for myself. Unlike the dusty old scholars of the imperial universities who simply repeat the findings of others, Rhode Island leads the vanguard in oreopathy research. I have never heard such a proud young officer express such admiration for anyone before. Has working in Grifferberg changed you? I still distinctly remember your father grumbling to me about the awkward situations you provoke at the ducal banquets. A rather embarrassing part of my past, your Highness. If I may explain my admiration further, I've always respected those with true talent and ability, such as your Imperial Highness, the Doctor. I'm incredibly grateful for the reminder of my father. I nearly forgot to pass on his regards. Factories still produce uniforms of the highest quality for every soldier of the far north. His name can be heard on every banquet at the frontier. We'd best return to the topic of our friend here. Let us speak plainly. What plan does Rhode Island have for us? We hope you'll allow us to enter the mining district before. We lost contact with the medical team there. Upon hearing your words, she shows a split second of surprise, but does not forget herself. She looks towards Aloysius, and he notices the precise moment the young guardswoman's gaze turns evasive. The Duchess lets out a long sigh, as though she were vexed by a terrible burden. Dear, 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 how should I that's how I should... This young lady's provoked a misunderstanding. I do apologize. We welcome Rhode Island to a building office in Bresk. I wish to offer as much aid as I can, but the far northern mines are not open to sightseers. If your comrades are lost, I ask you leave me their descriptions and last known whereabouts. I shall deploy every last man I can to spare you I can spare to help find them. Pardon my candor, but I believe we do need to discuss this further. I'm afraid, Your Imperial Highness, deploy every last man I can to spare help you. What if I invite them to travel with me under my name? Oh, Elotta, you're always such a naughty little rascal. You know that Bresk needs specialist orthopedy doctors. You know that with your recommendation, I cannot consider this favor to be repaid, allowing your friend to do business here. Look here, what does it wish to do? Drag our esteemed guest into muddy, snow-laden troubles? Elotta, you are complicating the situation. This is not a complicated matter. Pray, your Imperial Highness, forgive my bluntness. I have never concealed my objective here. By the Sod, there's hardly a soul in Grifferberg concerned about the possibility of unrest near Bresk. There are many curious about the closure of the mine district and the mutations among the infected. Those coming here may be idle young nobles or scientists researching oreopathy, but they could be just as easily be an army captain or dignitaries in the state council. Guardswoman's tone remains frivolous, leaving you barely able to discern if the sharpness you speak of is irreverent rudeness or prying a deeper meaning to it. Grand Duchess's eyes narrow. If they have their suspicions, then let them come and speak their suspicions here. The armies see me as a fence-sitter, currying favor with the new nobles, while the State Council see me as some provisional Grand Duchess. I'm well used to everyone laying their doubts and curiosities on to Bresk. So, my dear Letta, who sent you here to heap more blame upon me? No, your Imperial Highness misunderstands. You know this is the cushy job for me, and paying a visit to your... Demence. My only intention was a petition to grant these specialists permission to accompany me to the mine district that we might investigate the strange happenings surrounding the infected there. May I butt in with some words of my own? Pray speak, my friend. I would like to clarify Rhode Island's position. We're simply a pharmaceutical company here to address affected issues. We're worried for the safety of our friends and must find them as soon as possible. I did not ask this earlier, but my curiosity abounds. Your colleagues, why ever did they go in the central mining district? They are in themselves. They went to address cases of oreopathy. We have no higher power pulling our strings, after all. We barely know anything about this place. The Rhode Island intentions are pure. We have barely know anything about this place, and we have no higher power pulling our strings. Grand Duchess, who's been listening intently, finally seems to soften. She has fully control over the expression of her face. Yeah, but you sense her relax a little. In short, everything we do is in service of our friends, and that's our sole request. The young woman I care for, hearers of oreopathy, only wish to find... If I were to refuse you, that would seem cruel, wouldn't it? I understand your position. You were just worried for your friends from afar, worried they were drawn into danger. Naturally, I do not wish anyone in my lands to meet with misfortune. If I ever have the time, I'd like to send stoves out to soul who lives upon the frozen earth. Carlotta, can you promise me you will ensure their friend's safety to the best of your ability? Your Imperial Highness may trust in me. Good, go. There, very well then. Go, Doctor, find your people. I permit Rhode Island to enter the mining district of the far north. Thank you for your kindness. I wish that I were so kind, but few are they who appreciate the kindness of others. People revere those who snatch their rights from their hands, and are grateful for whatever portion of those rights is returned to them, but I don't believe such acts should be considered kind. The winds of the far north are bitter indeed. You best pack some warm clothes, Doctor. And I can't believe I went through that entire thing without making the Borzoi meme. You know, the let me do it for you meme. But I resisted. Ah, my willpower is too strong to be shaken. Oh, Doctor, Sister back. Indeed, no need to look so excited, and Mia. This is the administrative center of Bresk, not some den of evil. Our chat went smoothly, da. Smooth as silk, though with unexpected development. You're still hiding something, both from us and the Grand Duchess. Yes, I admit that, but it really was the only way I could create the ideal conditions for the discussion. The results speak for themselves, no? Grand Duchess, what of her? She isn't what I imagined. Oh, and how did you imagine her? Older, to be honest. If you were only to look at how she handled these strange happenings, you would not be wrong. After they occurred, after the affected infected were immediately sent to the mining district's research institute, where she tasked the researchers to find the cause within a week, upon pain of exile or deportation. Soon after that, she declared martial law, sealing all the miners within the district and blocking communications, leaving the outside completely blind to what was happening inside. Highly efficient and colder than winter. I've read your paper on the changes of originium and the new oripathy symptoms, as have research institutes across Earthis, who are already launching their own projects based upon that paper. If these changes were simply those mentioned within, they would not merit the sort of response. It's highly likely the abnormalities springing up in the mining district are an entirely new threat. An entirely new threat. The Institute is looking up the cause. Under the district under lockdown, all the miners are isolated from the wider country. This way, everyone will believe the matter is settled, but in truth, after the incident, all work in the district stopped and all communications were cut off. Deity Grifferberg's inquiries received no response. None is able, none dares to look too deeply into this. Grand Dutch wanted to hide things. We never would have been allowed into Bresk. You have met with her, and perhaps has you believing she is truly a kind administrator. Of course she would have let you in. After all, this is the friendliest place to the infected. Pearl of the North, Paradise North Earthis, Bresk, capital of Breskenor. You didn't see anything unusual in the city these past few days, aside from lack of people. That's how she runs the far north. Like how, once since she became governor, nobody's been sentenced to death in the governorate. Has that lessened the number of people who met tragic ends? No. You seem to have a lot of complaints about her. Oh, you wound me. I promise my assessment now is not tinged by personal feelings. I'm simply answering your question. We're partners now, aren't we? I understand. Are these abnormal infected still under supervision in the research district of the mining institute? Indeed, to be more precise, they're in the far central far north mining district laboratory. Isn't that? It's the first place we need to visit. Is it now? Having the same destination would make things more convenient. Anything else you wish to ask? Very straightforward. Of course, I never intended to give you the runaround in the first place. I do have a question, Elonius. Squay, earlier when we were at your friend's house, we had to cut our conversation short. I should have asked you this first, but I never found the opportunity. What is it you hope to gain from this investigation? If I may be serious for a moment. I want the truth about these mutations, about the mine districts infected. I don't want the infected miners to suffer unduly, nor do I want the people of Ursus to sit around looming in a disaster. Walpurg? Elevation, welcome to the stream. And yeah, thankfully I was able to get both, although I did get pretty close to the spark. So thankfully I was able to get everything I wanted. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream the Bakgak. Like, I'm going to be doing a new game on Sunday and Monday. That's my current plan, especially since it's one that's going to be going long. I can show you that, but Dawn Claire, I've gotten some repeats, but now that the Walpurgis is done, and I even managed to shard some stuff there I was in particular need of, especially some egos. Now that I've gotten a good ID for most of my characters, I need to start getting their egos in line, so it's feeling pretty good. Kind of like how after I had a good team in this game going, I'm able to start having some fun and go with some silly teams, or just ones that are just plain fun to play, like the collab characters here. I've been using those tonight so far. Bakgak's pretty good, but you can bet I'm definitely looking forward to the Intervallo. I don't know if I'm going to stream the Bakgak, since again, that's mostly just going to be repeating old content. And I'm not sure how interesting that'd be, but I'm definitely going to be streaming the Intervallo when it comes, that's for sure. Because that's going to be very interesting to see where the story goes from here. Kind of like Kanto 7, it kind of 9 unfortunately ended basically right after the conclusion, which means, unfortunately, we did not really get a good chance to, we didn't really get a good chance to figure out how the changes are going to be taking place here. Roshu's one directly said, warning this sinner's backstory might be a bit much even for our company to handle, and I guess I can see why if it's a problem that required that many color fixers. way.
はい
So, so push. So behind must
Here.
going arcade.
私たちのなんかをボスありま
Here.
せん
The range has been increased.
ドクター歌うね呼びましたか
Here we go.
安いことです
Excellent. That should make these guys easier to take out. Yeah, I admit I've had to shard a lot of stuff since I didn't get anything particularly new that wasn't, 2 stars. I did get the last 2 stars missing at least, but I couldn't get the full stop duo like I was hoping, but I did get a lot more egos, so at the very least, my Tremor and Sinking team should be in a lot better shape now. And holy crap, people weren't joking about how broken Regret Merceau was. I mean, I knew it was good, but -1 base power for +2 coin. Even if it on a 1 coin skill, that is that's a 1 for 2. That's a +1 net gain. And if there's more coins, even better. We're very close to the Institute. Been quiet the entire way. Do people really live here? 3 days ago, the Grand Duchess made a sudden decree of all residents living within 30 clicks of the mine district had 24 hours to evacuate the area. Though the far north was sparsely populated, evacuating such a large area was no easy task. Full stop Sinclair. Yeah, huh? Part of me's wondering about playing some of the games that's being referenced with the limited ones, since I do have Lobotomy Corporation, Library of Runa, but I already have the next stream game planned, and that one's gonna last me, let's just say it's gonna last me a good portion of the year. But it does mean I haven't played Runa. Limbus was the first game of the franchise I played. I did know of Ruina and Lobotomy Corporation, I just didn't know they were all part of the same universe. So it's kind of interesting. And the good news, at least, is that Limbus is designed well enough that it can explain everything to you, even if it's your first game in the series. They do a very good job of it, which is nice. It's always nice when they do that. Not to mention ensuring they all maintain secrecy the entire time. There are rumors the Grand Duchess always maintained absolute control over all affairs in this region of Ursus. Some say she's even more weird than... No, I should not be running my mouth like this. Well, she eventually allowed us in, which means she's not worried about the investigation. That's not necessarily the case. She can hardly show resistance to a Grifferberg or Imperial Guardswoman's face, now can she? Objectively speaking, she's been acting as an lubricant between the armies and state council, making sure the bitterness between the two does not devolve into outright conflict. I must admit, this requires considerable skill. She gets favor of both sides, but also means she must maintain absolute impartiality. You don't seem adverse to discussing this. I thought you couldn't speak lightly. Surprised? You seem to have some misunderstandings about Ursus, Doctor. Simply repeating gossip you might hear at any banquet. I admit between the two, Lobotomy Corporation is the one that interests me the most, simply because there's not many games like it in the general sense. Like, there's plenty of games where you where you survive or try to escape an SCP facility. I mean, I played Abiotic Factor with my buddies. That was basically us having to live in having to survive living in an SCP facility there. But there's not many where you actually run one, or you actually run an SCP facility, Should be interesting, I'm sure. Simply repeating sort of gossip at my banquet. You do not know these rumors inside and out. How do you manage to join the dinner time discussions? Naturally. Idle chatter is one thing. Actually trying to leverage this chatter for some mobility and putting it into action is another thing together. An interesting point of view. On the other hand, regardless of whether the Grand Duchess is hiding anything, or if she believes anything is hidden well enough, we'll certainly find something in the Research Institute they have normal infection. Apparently it had a Kickstarter backing I missed, because I know that there's a few that I've seen some people mention were disappointed can never show up in future games because they were Kickstarter back rewards. I can kind of get that. A lot of cameos, even in like Undertale, can't appear in have been mentioned as not being planned to appear in Deltarune, which makes sense. The reward was explicitly a character in that specific game, after all, not a guarantee that they'd show up in future games. Do you hear the sound of fighting up ahead? Are those miners fighting a patrol unit? Well, we can't just sit by and watch. All hands prepare rescue. Wait a sec. I've got sharper eyes. I've got a clear view. The ones getting beaten down are the patrol unit? What? Off in the distance, where Elysium is pointing, you see two groups fighting, a melee with a few surprising aspects. A patrol unit's being routed by a group of miners that outnumber them several times over. The lackluster equipment in the patrol unit's hands is of no use, as the miners would have to pickaxes to strike their bodies over and over. Doctor, are we still gonna mount a rescue? Well, we need to learn more about what's going on. We have to stop it from escalating. Oh, when that happens to me, I usually try to look for their name through the I check my webpage history and try to find which one it is. Sometimes I have to go it one by one. It can take a while sometimes, but it can help some. But I can eventually find them, hopefully. Nothing up, stop it. What do you think you're trying to do? Kill us? Ursus will never let you get away with it. Pant. So what? Since when have we ever been treated as human beings? We're people too, huh? We're never gonna make it far. Might as well take you with us. Just die already. Where'd you come from, monster? Monster? That's my name. Don't wear it out. We lost Calcit for this. Sorry, mister, but can you slow down a bit? We have some questions we need to ask you. Wait, why? Want to protect these? You're here to take us in too? Never. We're never gonna follow you back nice and quiet. The angry miner gets more agitated, lifting a pickaxe. Stop. Voice out of nowhere floods the area, making the weapon in his hands feel extraordinarily heavy. His legs feel full of lead. Try as you might. I'm assuming you're being silly since the category I did set it to is I set to Arknights and not Enfield, right? Yeah. Since Enfield's been very popular lately, that one sometimes shows up a little earlier. Or I guess popularity or something. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like I set it correctly to the base game. Yeah, the new chapter in the Arknights tower defense game has come out, and so that's what I'm doing tonight. So there's no way I'm gonna be finishing it the next day or two. So yeah, Enfield has a good focus on the Enfield has a good focus on the base building management and that sort of thing, while the tower defense game is, well, I was playing it a bit earlier. I'll have to be doing the challenge mode for the extra reward, though, so I'll do it after this cutscene ends. What the kind of arts is this? Sir, could you allow us the chance to talk things? Amia steps forward, stretching her arm right towards the miners, exposing the originium crystals in her wrists that were hidden from their sleeve. As you can see, I'm infected, and most of my team are too. Mean you no harm, please believe me. Infected like us. Some amazing arts, too. Must be those reunion guys. No, not Reunion. We're from Rhodes Island, a pharmaceutical company. My mistake, I thought you were with the legendary Reunion movement. I knew it. A bunch of infected coming together, form an organization. It's a fantasy, no matter how you look at it. May I ask, where'd you hear about the name Reunion? Rankin. It was Rankin who told us about it. The south, real close to the border, there's a group of infected who founded a place of their own, who take in the infected, ask for help. Drive out anyone who means harm to the infected, too. Yeah, it's definitely taking inspiration from other 3D gachas. Although my understanding is the gameplay is a good bit different. Arknights here is it's largely has a big focus on world building, which I'm guessing is probably why the Limbus devs must have liked it, because Limbus also has a lot of good world building with it too. The premise is you're an amnesiac doctor of a pharmaceutical company in a post-apocalyptic world that is trying to recover but suffers from a rock disease known as oreopathy. Yeah. You don't have to worry. The sinners are immune because all crossover characters are most recent ones. This one's on the older side, so it's still one of the 2D ones. But it stands out a bit because very few of them have a tower defense-like gameplay. I think Reverse 1999 or something like that is one of the very few others. There might be a couple more, but it's not many. Most of them are either a standard or a turn-based RPG like FGO or Star Rails. Balam are 3D, but in this particular, well, at this point in the storyline, the Doctor has already remembered who they are and what their goal is. So they're still recovering some memories, but by and large, we've figured out the overall stuff. So we're pretty, as I said, this is chapter 16, so we're pretty far in the story now. Yeah. Right now, the current in the last chapter, we had to fight one of the precursors from before the big apocalyptic event, one who is thought to be extinct. They're all extinct. But it seems but some stuff happened, and now we're here trying to recover our team that went missing after we've been setting up a new base. I could never lie to anyone. I hope it's true too, but Casimir is so far away. I was supposed to get there. Frank, can he see a member of your union? Maybe. I'm not too sure, to be honest, but he's our hero. When he's around, the patrol units don't dare mess with us. I heard he rescued those guys who got dragged to the rescue research institute. Hey, Blabbermouth, we don't know what these people want. Oh, right. Are you here? We lost contact with our friends in the area. Have you seen a mobile medical team? There's 9 of them, wearing clothes with the same logo as ours. They would have been handing out medicine here. Yeah, the reason our character starts out with amnesia, protagonist grade amnesia, is so that they can ask the questions that need to be asked to get the world going. And as everything started being laid out, the main character slowly got memories back until we now know that, yeah, our character is actually an amnesiac precursor of some kind. Supposedly the last one. So as you can imagine, the last chapter, finding out that the Doctor was not the last precursor was a pretty shocking reveal, both for the in-game universe and for the out-of-universe characters, and for the players. Handing out medicine, like Santa Claus and fairy tales? The miners look at each other as if they were the worst joke. The Cowering Patrol Unit. So what's going on here earlier? They're the murderers who want to kill us, locked us up and gave us no food, trying to starve us. Must be because we couldn't dig up anything, so they didn't give us a single bite to eat. Who knows what happened? The vein Orchinium just disappeared all of a sudden. We couldn't take it anymore. Okay, is this true? Why are you looking at me like that? What are you gonna do to me? The mining district had a supply shortage for a while now. More than a couple days. We've given about what? A few loaves of bread this month? We want to know what's going on too. Yeah. It might be a bit tricky to follow since, like I said, it's chapter 16 of a game that's been around for quite a while now, so the first major story arc was around 7 chapters long. The next one, we went from chapters 8 to 14, and now we're in the third major story arc. So it's kind of nice. Yeah, Enfield is the open world one. You don't believe me? Who even has time to bother with this, Rob? If we kill them, what? Are we supposed to go to the mines ourselves to dig? What are you doing? Okay, I'll shut up. This isn't just happening 1 or 2 mines. All the far north, the entire mining district. We've been abandoned. Heard Rankin was the first one to step up. He got rid of the soldiers and led hundreds of people to escape. Now we've escaped too. We want to find this group and leave with them, but they're far away now. But we've told you enough. Since you're infected too, you should get out of the way and let us kill these guys. Sorry, but if I may be brutally blunt, I can overlook the reasoning why you left your mine and treat you as asylum seekers. But if you actually do kill these souls, things will not go well for you. Oh, yes, you can't speak to them like that. Both the officer and pretty close. I never should trust you people. The appearances of the Imperial Guards one relights the flames of their ire. They lift up their weapons, but in fear of your origin arts, they don't act rashly. As for the routed patrol unit, the moment they see her, as if they've met their savior, they huddle behind her, cowering. It's all together an awkward and irreconcilable scene. Looks like if we don't resolve this, we cannot continue onward, can we? Things being as they are, we have no choice. Very well. The guardsman pulls out some paper, quickly writing a few words on it for sealing an envelope and handing it to the head miner. Listen up, I have a suggestion that'll make everyone happy. Take this letter. The seal on the envelope will ensure no patrol units harass you as long as you do not provoke them. Head north, the Brest sentry post, hand the letter to soldiers. They will temporarily find shelter. As for what comes next, discuss it only after getting there. Believe me when I say this is the only way to a peaceful resolution. Exchange. You can find in your hearts to let these poor whelps go. No, you can't. If we don't bring them back, we'll be disciplined. Enough. You're lucky to be alive as it is. Why should we trust you? Do you have anyone else you can trust? Aloysius. We go to the shelter you mentioned. Will there be enough bread for everyone? Sure, if that's what you need, bread is what you need, well, you shall have. The head miner takes the offered letter and discusses it with the hushed tones of the other miners. They quickly come to consensus. With no hesitation, they form one long line and start heading north, as if entering the mine like any other day. The long stretch funnels the gap between the huts. All the while, Ami is looking towards the north, the process and fading in the distance. This is the best outcome we could hope for under the circumstances. I understand, Doctor. We can't help everyone we meet. But Rhodes Island will keep pressing on until the last strength has left us. Alright. Sleep well, then. And yeah, Ami is more or less the main partner character for the game. She's actually unique as a character in the game, since she can actually change her class, where, well, normally you'd have to pull for a completely separate alt of any character who has one. So, she is pretty important to the story. Turn to the guardswoman. seemingly frivolous, yet always able to take the initiative. We've never had any supply shortage in the mining district. This is no ordinary control measure. Yes, I know what you're about to ask me. Believe me, I know about as much as you do. We're of like mind when it comes to these misgivings. The research institute's not far. Let's go and find answers there. Let's go then, Doctor. Well, she's got a bit of a silver tongue, but I suppose at least she makes use of the weight she can throw around. As you walk down the corridor, the echoes of your footsteps are swallowed up by unending length. The stone walls lean inwards, as if their grave majesty were about to smother everything to the ground. Those who walk among it find themselves lowering their voices, then lowering them further. Right here. Rather, seems there are no infected, or anyone for that matter. Means, I've been to several army research institutes. They tend to be places of chaos, with plenty of people coming and going. Sick beds that don't fit in the ward are put in the corridors. Not too different from a battlefield hospital. There's yelling, wailing, screaming from the infected, but at least they live. At least they struggle on. But here, nothing. There's traces of fighting in the corridor. Was this institute looted? The entire district appears to be in terrible disarray. If all the abnormal infected in the institute escaped, the soldiers of the district have been gravely derelict in their duty. Their leader will not shirk responsibility. Who knows, there may be great change coming to all breast. If the miners have been here, that means there's clues to be found. We need to find out what happened. While we have no accurate blueprints on hand, these buildings usually follow a standard layout. Things are as expected. This hallway should form a loop, standardized linked to rooms adjoining. Every floor will also have an enclosed observation deck for easier viewing of what's going on in the mining area. Are you able to detect any of those biosignals you mentioned earlier? Sorry, man, but if you're hoping we could trace signals of a specific room here, no can do. Best we can do is confirm a signal waves coming from a certain area. You need to go there and inspect things for yourself if you want to find the source like we're doing right now. I was simply asking. Alright, I was simply asking. It's a big institute, so I'll head down the basement and have a look. In the interest of efficiency, how about we split? Dangerous to be alone here. Look at Amia. I'll go with you, Aloysius. Sure, I don't mind having someone else helping me out. Monster and I will check up. Mantra, you and your team search the ground floor. Maintain calm at all times and prioritize your own safety. It's a pretty spooky place here. It's an Ursine research institute. Who knows what strange things happen here? Maybe they're experimenting with fusing humans and bird beasts? Monster, if anything goes wrong, get the doctor out of here pronto. No fighting. I know. Alright, Mantra report. I am here. We have found nothing unusual at our current position. I have eyes on Amia. She is safe. About the biosignal, can we trace it a bit more precisely than we let on, correct? 4th floor, mineshaft side, target's not moving. What? You never told me you could do that, Captain. You need to be on guard. Deception's not your strong suit. I hope she's the Kensia monster mentioned. We're short on time, Doctor. The target's vital signs are unstable. If they're in need of medical treatment, we at least are the right people to handle them. You seem sure we'd find something down here, Lucius. Thanks to a little laziness, many government buildings follow the same standardized layout. If this institute's like the others I've visited, especially when it comes to how they divide up space for specific uses, there should be something left in the basement. The dead cannot get up and leave, after all. I mean, this basement's the morgue. A temporary one, with incinerators equipped to handle the remains of the severely infected. Yeah, whenever an infected dies under certain conditions, they can explode into dust, which will then be inhaled and infect other people. There's many ways to be infected, but that's one of the most dangerous ones, so they need dedicated special incinerators for the ones who die. Aha, I knew it. Although the power to the freezing mechanism been cut, the basement is still colder than the snow-dusted outdoors. The young guardswoman runs her hand across the coffins, which leaves behind a layer of frosty condensation on her fingers. These coffins have been used. They must have lost power just before the evacuation. Did you take the right side of the room, Amia? I'll open them up one by one and check. Yes. What is it? Oh, how careless of me. You've never been in a corpse before? I have never seen a corpse before. Call someone over. No need to trouble yourself. No, that's not important right now. The infected remains are very dangerous. If they disintegrate and we open the coffin, the entire room might become a high originium dust environment. Before she has time to finish speaking, the guardswoman opens the coffin. There's no release of originium dust, and yet her expression turns grave. What's going on here? Aloysius does not answer, instead turning to open another coffin, yet another. The corpse is infected here. None of them is infected. Wait, stay back, Amia. Must have been performing some kind of experiments on the uninfected. That's all I can glean here, and that's all you need to know. There's no need for you to personally examine. I thank you for concern, but I think I should. Em anticipated something like this. The moment she stepped in the institute, sorrow shrouded her mind. It chills and clings with her. Suffering is smeared into every wall of this place. Humanity's frail fingers are too weak to leave any trace in the stone and steel. Not even blood can find purchase here. All that can remain is hate. Only hate. Amiya does her utmost to ignore the spectral arms stretched out towards her. In the silence, she listens to the beating heart echoing in her chest. The emotions left behind. A dozen or so corpses, all in abject misery. Each of them's been twisted into incomprehensible forms. The skin ruptured, exposing viscera and bones. They barely look human. It's as if the frames had been subject to some enigmatic force, intent on warping from both inside and out until they neared complete destruction. Who knows how long they were subject to this agony? Who knows how long they suffered in this torment? Are you alright? Amiya does not feel fear, rage. She feels only rage. Mantra. For an instant, a familiar voice answered. I am here. What is it, Amiya? Aloysius and I are in the morgue in the basement. We can confirm the institute was conducting large-scale human experimentation. Experimental methods unknown. The victims we discovered were all uninfected. No clues in the abnormal infected the moment. Understood. I'll inform the doctor. Stay safe and stay in touch. We can state that our earlier worries are more clearly defined now. The situation here, rather than far north, is much worse than our intelligence suggested. The strong emotion attacking me in the Institute alongside everything we experienced on our way here. Like the patrol units harassing the infected, contamination created by the Royal Guard, all this shows the issues here extend beyond the infected mutations. Yeah, Amiya's special power. She can read emotions. She can control them to an extent, but since she's young, she still hasn't unlocked the maximum power she has yet. Amiya and Aloysius found something. The Institute really was conducting illegal human experiments. However, we're unsure of the cause of the abnormal infections. No matter who our target is, there must be some information waiting. Where is she anyway? I searched all the rooms on the mineshaft side, no one was there. What about the locked rooms? Same thing. Locks are old-fashioned, easy to pry open. Regardless of the status of the locks, most of the rooms had nothing except for the things like empty shelves and cabinets or loose graph paper. Would she have left? Or maybe we're looking in the wrong place. What do you mean? Aloysius says every floor has an enclosed observation deck. Never found anything like... Wait, that can't be. Regular rooms the entire way here in the loop, and we've checked every one. There's not enough space in this weird building for an observation deck. Maybe there's a hidden door we haven't discovered yet. A room within a room. That's right. Which one of the rooms seems smaller than the others? I guess if you're hiding out, that'd be an ideal place to be. The voice comes out of nowhere, hoarse and fragmented. It creeps upwards from the ankles of the listeners up to their napes, up to an icy standstill in the back of their minds. It sounds human but hard to verify. You hear that, monster? A voice. Did up ahead, in the room. Lights are broken, so stay behind me, doctor. Behind the door is a hidden another, this one unlocked. Though the hands of humanity once left their heat upon the handle, it's now as cold as ice. Monster pushes open the small light door. With the darkness, visitors are greeted by feeble candlelight. First sound they hear is not voice of a human, but wet, squelching voice of a vicious liquid. Molten wax drips, melting to the disorderly, blackening dark red stains on the floor and splattering in scattered sheets of paper. And on those sheets, next some handprints, list of formulae scrawled out, tremblingly penned like the screeches of fear and anger. Meaningless, it's all meaningless. Great Urza sits atop all creation, but the vast domain lies barren, aside from never-ending disaster. Professor Ilya, I finally see how you were right. You're right, but where are you? Where have you gone? I've tried my best, tried so hard, but in the end, it didn't even matter. I tried to look for you, wanted to look for you all I wanted to, but now all I can do is take everything, take it all away. Then I'll find you. The woman stretches out her hand, bringing a sheet of paper up to the candle's flame. The fire soon consumes half of it. She watches it burn with an insatiable gaze, unaware of the company at her side. Ksenia, you're Ksenia, right? The monster rushes towards the burning paper, extinguishing it with her bare hands before it can grow to inferno. She's surprised to find the slumped-over woman surrounded by a tangle of wires. Where do these lead? If they not intervened in time, what would the ensuing blaze have led to? Say Ilya. She did, I heard it too. Is that you, Ksenia? You've grown, you look different from before. Why didn't you leave with everyone else? No apparent response to sound. She may have entered a dissociative state. Move her to the side, keep calling her name. Wait, I will find you. This paper's on the ground. You gather up all the sheets that are by her feet, flipping through them by candlelight. They're not what you imagined, not formulae or blank sheets of paper. The words written are clear, and the grammatical Ursine. What I'm about to write is not meant to be known by a living soul. There's no meaning in leaving behind words about me or things I love. What I write here is my recollection and repentance for me to take to my grave. I believe researching the sarcophagus was my grand undertaking, with clean energy for seeing people close at hand, but the ember of that hope was snuffed out by our own divisions. I was fortunate enough to escape that unjust massacre due to my ignorance, but my good fortune was itself unjust, for the price I paid is being forced to live the rest of my life in panic and mediocrity. I've nowhere to go, nowhere to return to. The talent I was so proud of is useless. My life has amounted to nothing. Ksenia. So do you remember Calcit? I'm Ksenia. It seems that whenever we're given the opportunity to advance, we always find a reason to hesitate. This indeterminable failure of life has made me truly understand those words I read many years ago in a book I once scoffed at. The reason Earth is constantly flooded with sorrow and injustice is because we lag behind other nations in many aspects. No matter how many truths we discover or accomplishments we make, this backwardness will ruthlessly extinguish the fires of our inspiration. It appears to be a suicide note. Still no reaction. Does it say where the sarcophagus ended up? No, but it mentions researching some kind of material. I think it's describing the mutations in the infected. Oka should have been a chance to turn things around, but like every opportunity, it was fleeting. Was my research wrong, or was the inexplicable miraculous substance from the mines truly nothing out of the ordinary? It clearly contains no energy, yet it so callously tortures those patients who are already suffering from disease, driving them mad, making them act in unusual ways, allowing them to accomplish the impossible. I don't know, but I'm willing to be the one who inflicts more pain. I am unwilling to be the one who inflicts more pain to be upon them. Fortunately, I need not continue. That's all I need to say. Now all I need to do is make guesses using metaphysics, like some kind of poet. Oka may simply be part of Ursa's essence, buried deep in the ground. It revels in the suffering of those it abhors, all behind a mighty, harmless continence. Enough. Stop reaping your egotistical, unfounded leaning in this man-made calamity, Ksenia. Once more, you're a despicable survivor. You have died 20 years ago at the hands of the soldiers, or here at the hands of the angry infected, but now it all comes to an end. Ksenia. We know for sure that she's Ksenia now. What's an Oka? Oka. Kill the Royal Guard. It's dangerous. Oka can even kill the Royal Guard. Strategic simulation unlocked. Press the bowman attack speed, raw attacking cost. Allies have reduced attack speed, they have reduced attack speed. I should probably not be losing, so we'll do it this way. Actually, maybe I should have brought skill 1 on Yi for this.
I must escape.
時間は待ってくれませんわ。
So long as you're here, have some.
やるしか。あなたたちの終幕。
Patients still misbehaving? Let's kick it up a
You guys
notch.
can't be. Very, very interesting.
手伝うね。焦っちゃダメだよ。
Go this way.
It's fine.
Crap.
What can I get behind? Hey,
Oh, balls. Alright, so if those guys can't be blocked, there's no point. I might as well just use Shu or something, since Shu can protect herself. operators having. This is also a bit of a pain. I don't have that many at the very least, so.
The game.
From here? やぶちか。火があなたをどこまでも追い詰める。
I must kill the wolves when we're going on.
Roar. A word I. ありません。I plant you into the soil to grow anew. やるしか。だね。
Those big guys, I don't want. Yeah. I didn't want those guys to start attacking something.
Not bad. Recipe.
Oh yeah, the more of those I get, the more full-on rewards I can get. Unlock H stages. Let's at least wait until I get the next one. That actually gives me a reward here. Probably not gonna be too many going down there, but I'd best play it safe. Stage those who my do. Grab us up my drink as a VN, so I gotta make sure I'm always hydrated. Alrighty. Wait, did she just say Royal Guard? Or say kill the Royal Guard even? So I mean the substance called Oka killed even the Royal Guard. Is that possible? Sort of demonic product even scarier than their dominion? They can even kill Emperor's blades. Unidentified substance discovered from the mines, used by researchers to experiment on both infected and non-infected. Results prove worse in oripathy symptoms. Maybe it's just a special name substance. We can't come to a conclusion before we've seen it for ourselves. Ksenia, look at me. Can you remember anything? Your monster thinks this temple is fruitless. The woman's glazed eyes suddenly pop wide open. She immediately clutches the clothes before her, pulling monster close. You're the director, Director Calcid. Could you come for me? I want to go back. I want to see the professor. I want to see Professor Ilya, Lydia. I don't think they want to see me. A coward like me who couldn't do anything. Do I still deserve to see them? Wah. You know, I just realized now that that Monster has a thing showing off her emotions. However, the woman does not wait for Monster to respond for releasing her grip and turns her prior position to the floor. No, something's off. Not the director. I never saw her again, just like the others. She wouldn't be here. I even saw those who came after her. Who'd you see? Was one of them short livery who was always smiling? Yes, I've seen her. Where'd she go? I don't know. The ground group that killed the Royal Guard. She was with those infected. They'll die. Everyone will die. I don't know. Needs sedative. She's dehydrated. The information we've been getting. The answer is obvious. The miner's escape is related to the Royal Guard. Mantra mentioned the contamination caused by the Royal Guards heading south, so the answer is obvious. But did the Royal Guard really get killed by a bunch of miners? How's that even possible? Perhaps we should consider what it means if it was real. Grand Duchess actually locked down the mines to cover up the fact a Royal Guard died in her domain. That's impossible. Be it the Sara armies, they won't let the matter die so easily. If she was really trying to cover it up, she wouldn't have agreed to let us from the start. Does the Imperial Guard know about this too? That's right, that's exactly what we need to consider. Contract Mantra and Amia first. Roger, Doc. Likewise, we've made progress here, and it coheres to your information. There are traces of fighting, medical equipment lying around. Rhodes Island standard issue. Meet you ASAP. Understood, Doctor. Be right there. What is it? What is it? Have our companions discovered something? I'm afraid we can only explain after we regroup. Aloysius, are there any other leads we should be aware of? There are limits to what I know, and I can't draw any more useful conclusions. If needed, it would be acceptable to let your doctor come here to investigate. Though, that only makes me even more certain the army has no moral baseline whatsoever. Can I ask if you know anything about what happened in the mines? What do you want to know? The experiments? Something about the mutate infected? Wrong. Amiya has always resisted using her power in such situations in such a manner, but she tries to probe the guard's mind. Aloysius' head only shows her hazy doubts and no guilty conscience. Nothing, let's go. Ah. She specifically wanted to make sure that she wasn't involved in this in any way and trying to hide it. Use us to hide it. Doctor, these papers, the suicide note, what do we do with them? The note barely mentions sarcophagus. The guardswoman gave us information, so we should repay the favor. Over here? What a quest. Oh, I'm sure there's a secret buried here, searching this deep. Wait, who's this? The guardswoman gazed at the pale-faced woman against the wall, eyes shut. A researcher who didn't evacuate. Her name is Ksenia. Wanted to ask her if she's seen our friends, since the researcher should have bumped into the mobile medical team, but she's been a daze and severely dehydrated. So it's unwise to press her. And these candles and wires on the ground? I guess it's her attempt to take her own life. Doctor, what exactly happened here? We came just in time to prevent an explosion. The situation's very complex. What are all those papers in her hand? And suicide note. You should take a look. Researcher who achieved nothing, Mr. Subsequent Oka and human presentation. It seems the dead we saw below were killed by this Oka. They were really conducting human experiments here. Damn, I was making an offhanded remark up there. And I see the Grand Duchess has truly hidden many things. What was the point of the experiment? I'm not surprised the researchers have resorted to such base methods, but they should have had some sort of goal. This researcher hasn't said anything? It seems like the research materials were destroyed on purpose, but it's unclear if that was done by the miners or the researchers. So we still don't know how the mutated infected came about. But we still at least know the miners were kept still alive have escaped, save for this one researcher. They're the only clue cracking this case. The infected miners left after ransacking the place. They went south. It's our only clue. We should hurry. How long will it take until this researcher is well enough to field questions? Hard to tell. She's severely dehydrated and in a pretty bad state. We should prioritize her recovery. Oh, what a pain. We don't know how long it's been since they left. We should grab the chance to catch up since we know where they went. Though there's no way we can bring this woman along with us who can't move on her own. Monster and I will stay here to look after Ksenia. The rest of you go after the miners. Are you sure you want to stay here by yourselves? It's your choice, but I still have to remind you. No one knows what's going on in the mines so far north, so no one can guarantee your safety. We'll keep ourselves safe. You can trust Amiya's command. Doctor? You can do it, Amiya. Trust your judgment. I will go with Amiya. Doctor, I hope your efforts are peaceful. Once Ksenia can move again, we'll come find you. Signal should gradually improve upon leaving the containment zone. So it's settled. Doctor, if the signal doesn't improve, we'll come back after we find the miners to regroup with you. Very good then, that's our backup plan. Let's hurry now. There, hurry. God, what's the rush? This lousy positioning system only works half the time, and we might even be there. Last time was a burden beast that just escaped to find some grass to chomp on. This thing only sent a signal to the outpost after it ran more than 10 miles away. How do you know if this isn't the same this time? Technically, no one should be at the south exit. It's been sealed for a long time. Huh? How'd you get over from over there? No, you're not even a member of the guard. What are you doing here? That's my question to ask. This area isn't under your jurisdiction, isn't it? Lacks patrolling. Doubtful patrol. Fast time to care who's covering you here. The one who gets the news and catches the runaway infected first gets a credit. Now get lost. You're in my way. According to you, I was here first. The credit goes to my squad, is it not? Whoever finds Govno first gets a credit. What are you doing, Tasha? Stop wasting your time with him and continue your search. Over here, they're all hiding. Why do you have to laugh like that? Go and see. There's a hole up ahead. Just huddled in there. Think you wouldn't find them. Oh, this is too funny. Huh, they think it was a trench? Hey, take everyone and drag those burn beast brains out here. The positioning data shows there's quite a few of those runaway infected miners. Do you need our help? How many heads are in your squad? We're a small one, just the 6 of us. That's a big group. If you say so. We're only 2 remaining idle squads out here, and we got here first. So we have to share the spoils, even if you don't want to. Ah, a shrill shriek breaks the standoff. Sounds of struggle and broken bones, broken by blunt instruments immediately follow. What's going on? Help, save me, they gone mad! The infected are all crazy! These infected are all crazy. Not wrong. You'll witness both the wrath and madness of the infected.
Gate crack. Fight them.
染めの命を宿すドクター同じ
Oh, excellent. If I can break that.
So,
We got our 2 buffs.
please.
Oh, that looks like it's gonna be a real pain.
You lot stay up there. Go the mountain. I'm hearing movement.
We are.
From here? Be able to touch. この時、そんなに怖くない。
Excellent. Alrighty, ally DP cost up. Allies have greatly reduced redeploy. I don't know any redeploy, so this is a free one. Light army, light artillery HP greatly increased. You know what? I'm using Ray. I'm perfectly fine with that. Ray is a unit that is specifically built to destroy stat sticks. Lumen is technically stronger, but Ray has a much better skill cycle time. That is not irrelevant if something takes a bit.
I'm being already simple. After fully
Private room. Enter.
時間は待ってくれ。ドクター、黄昏の楽園。私は君臨し続ける。
So, point point.
War. A word I've not heard in a time. Yeah. From here? Thread at my position.
Yeah, that cannon has a lot of HP. Luckily, that is irrelevant for me. However, yeah, see, your skill's already back up. That's a very fast skill. take that.
みんなも私が守るから。
Diva mode. Countless cries medal. Because I'm getting a lot of X's, I guess. Some bonus missions. And this will give me 2 actual things here. The H stages will... Oh, right. The H stages will come later. First, it unlocks... The first week, it'll unlock the, First week, it's just the story here, and the second week, it'll unlock the H stages for the challenges. Swift decision. Fear forces a swift decision, whether correct or not. I don't like the implications of that, but it does make sense. Lots of good rewards this time. The Ave Mujika team is a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we were kind of for attention. Well, mostly it seems to be used as networking, since seems like that's what's used more than anything. Every so often, I do check all the streams using the tag, and surprised that me and my one little Majin Buu Vora style Vora mode is one of the very few ones that have the tag and use it. It's kind of weird.
Feel these. Oh no. Invite them.
But I do admit it does mean people actually stop in and ask about it pretty regularly, which, a little silly, but at the same time, it works. Alright, break that, please. That guy can't be blocked, so please block them as well. Yeah, that mech looks like it's gonna be a pain in the ass.
What can I get you? Oink, oink.
Put her here just for some. Bard's in good shape. Good, good, good. I want this up here. Side. I think up here is gonna be a better idea. That way, whatever comes out of here, yeah, I'm gonna try and prevent enemies from just straight up going into there. We're gonna put ye here. There we go. That should be good. Okay, yeah, the robots are supposed to be going down the staircase to go that other way, but I'm not gonna let them. Burn, burn, burn. There's not many enemies in this stage. I'm guessing because it's supposed to show off the robots and their dangers. Ksenia, are you awake? How are you feeling? I don't know, am I supposed to feel something? You... Calcit. No, you never were her. Why'd I ask you that? My head, what have I been saying? Mr. An operative at Rhodes Island, and companion to Calcit. Name, I heard it. You... What about you? Where are you? Easy now, no need to rush. I'm the doctor. We're from Rhodes Island. Indeed, connected to Dr. Calcit, Rhodes Island. Seraphina talked about that place. What sort of help do you need? What help can I even give you, as I am now? Take this back. Oh, burn it. Thought I'd be awake enough to destroy myself, but it seems staying sober did not save me from this headache anyway. This was written for the dead. I hope it did not cause you any defense. Sorry, but we read it and we have questions. You're a sarcophagus researcher. Your writing way of addressing Calcit proved this as well. That was a very long time ago. I was just an assistant then, following Professor Ilya around and running basic data analysis. I barely had any significant ties to the project. But now I see this very link to my I see it as this very link to my ruin. I'd rather all of it had never happened at all. But you still treat Kelsey as your director, and the research is on your mind. Do you know where this sarcophagus is currently located, or where it could have gone? It's complicated to explain, but we were out to find it. No, wait, explain. What do you mean by currently located? Is it not in Chernobog? Our information is very out of date. So not only is the sarcophagus no longer in Chernobog, the city itself has completely changed. I don't know what happened. I have no clue where it went either. Sorry, I can't help you there. Then do you know the name Artyom? Do you know this name? Let's skip that first. You know him, right? Did he ever tell you anything about sarcophagus? No, I've never actually met him. What? After the incident in Chernobog, someone with that name contacted me by mail. He called himself a friend of Professor Ilya, expressed condolences about what happened, shared a willingness to help out a student of his old friend, and recommended me some other laboratories within the country. Once thought it a nasty joke until a well-funded lab mentioned in the letter actually came looking for me. This would happen a few more times. Indeed, he gave me many rare opportunities, but even now I have no idea who the man is or why he helped me. He contacted you again recently? Yes, he invited me to Deity Grifferberg, saying that there was an important project I could deploy my skills on, but I was tired. What could I do? Looking back what I did, all I could do was bring more calamity. If I had to choose where to end my miserable life, let it be the frozen soil out here in the far north. Doctor, what do we do now? Project Grifferberg sounds suspicious, but it sounds like she doesn't know much about it either. How'd you come to know Serafina? The lab had us supervise a mobile medical team in the mining district, and we got acquainted rather quickly. Though we never spoke much to each other, they don't allow researchers to get too close to anyone unrelated to the project. It's a bit too late now if you want to find her. She left the lab with her people, with that group of miners. That's all I know. What's this Oka mention you're writing? A wretched mistake. I don't know. I have no idea why they would use Oka to do those things. Calm down. Still time to rectify mistakes. The central mine district is huge, and all 11 mines are connected by a service transport system. Stations are installed at every mine to deliver raw ore to be washed, processed, and then stored in the warehouse. This map seems to indicate this is the largest one. The worker dormitories are next to it, with the south mine exit behind. This layout. Storing originium in a warehouse this close to the dormitories does not mean they trust the miners, but that they absolutely do not care about the hazard. Right? Does not mean they trust the miners, but they do not care about the hazard posed by active originium particles. Amiya, yes, did you find something? Chip. I saw from the research terminal. Every miner has a positioning chip in them. This could be why the miners we met earlier were found by a patrol unit. Before the miners we were chasing chose to leave. They must have gotten rid of these. Did they tear out the chips themselves? Shake's head. You're right, Captain. South dorms, we found bandages, hemostats, and other medical equipment. All Rose Island issue. The blood on bandages equipment, they turned the metal beds into a makeshift operating table. They might have performed surgery on it. I suspect quite a big fight happened here, and the injured had to patch up their wounds. So those are normal findings, Shake's head. The captain's asking if you've seen any tracking chips that look like they were forcibly removed. No sign of any such thing. No, we swept the area. As Aloysius says, the man-made damage inside and outside is imply a fight broke out, but I think it was a minor scuffle unless the fresh snow is covering up aftermath. Alright, good work. Captain, should we go take a look? There's no answer, but the video walks straight to the warehouse's direction. The soldier pauses and follows the group's footsteps. And I would definitely pull for Mantra if I wasn't just one banner away from the one I've been looking forward to for quite some time. And I mean even before it was announced. Looks like I figured it out. I called a big fight because the guardsman steps to one side and motions Elysium to help lift a waterproof sheet. The revealed hole is filled with uneven matter covered with white substance. The glance appears to be thick and dirty snow. The smell doesn't appear to be snow. Correct, it's limestone. And below it are corpses. I told your operator earlier I investigated the area, and they took it as is, and did not search the place any further. I wasn't going to tell you about this. They probably wanted to burn the bodies before realizing they couldn't get a big enough fire going, and resorted to whatever was around. Quick lime to cover the stench, waterproof sheet to cover the hole. It worked, since we didn't smell the blood, yes? Captain's saying the dead are for the patrol unit members. Can't say for sure. I'll climb down to see who our unlucky customers are. I'll help. Fine, just pull me up later. Jumps right down and stands on the edge as she wipes some limestone off. Grabs a sleeve, quickly drops it, and goes over to check the closed neck body. Alright, could you take me back up? Before anyone extends her hand, Mantra uses her thick tail and wraps it around Elysius to hoip her up. Quickly release her gently on the ground. Ugh, I've never been treated like this. Head. Alright, not the best time for that story, Captain. Look at... I'll get to the point. Most of the bodies down there are indeed patrol unit members. First and second layers, at least. I found this too. Fragile crystal in her hand. Most of it's charred, but a circuit used to be a chip. Quite a few on the ground. Fragments like this one, more or less. It seems like they made a difficult choice. You're putting it lightly. Captain says the miners probably attracted the patrol units with their chips and then offed them all in one shot. After all, they only got time to remove everyone else's chips after eliminating their pursuers. Sort of organization ability. These are not your garden variety miners. Their leader has military expertise or something else. Something else? An Icelandic folktale. The great Eorotstvo descends upon those in distress and leads them out of dire straits. Just a tale born out of boredom, though, so don't pay it much mind. We ought to fight them before their actions become more radical. After all, it's just a patrol unit today, but tomorrow it could be military police, and then it could just well be the Royal Guard. We have to find them before things get worse. What are you looking for? Mantra's eyes sweep through her surroundings. After a long silence, Ame hears her voice in her mind. That young Imperial Guardsman reminded me of something. Yorotsubo. I think I remember seeing this word in Calcid's documents. It's related to Ursine and research on demons. A long time ago, I too was on Ursine soil. After a few mishaps, I was taken to the Yorotsidvo. Only then did I learn of an unrecorded secret, so hidden even libraries in Sargon, City of Gold, do not know it. People of Ursus venerate Yorotsidvo. They believe the love transcends both the mortal realm and suffering, and that this has the power to lead one astray. This is how it has power to lead one astray. Don't you think what's happening here is related to the Yorotsidvo? But shouldn't they be at the heart of the deity Grifferberg? Only a hunch of mine. Everything that happened here gives me a sense of unsettling familiarity. Amiya follows Mantra's gaze and scans the area, but does not catch anything unusual. Perhaps I was overthinking, but I also found unexpected delight. Radiant has left a beacon nearby. News from her? Wonderful. So this is how you and Radiant communicate? Back at Babel, Radiant was my first assistant, but her talent far exceeded that role, and she led her own squad after becoming an elite operator. I heard there used to be many on Rhodes Island who feared you before Radiant joined us. Occasionally, it proves to be true. Some of our colleagues were better at speaking than thinking. Interactions can be problematic. While I'm no expert at explanation, that's how my fearsome reputation got passed around the water coolers. A few emergency operations where I probed the mines without prior notice. After several rounds of exaggerated retellings, I became a witch who could stick my hand in the heads to toy with their minds. Oh, I heard this one story Theris had told me. I thought it was a Sarkis legend. Perhaps that was a true Sarkis tale. The speaker would have been defending me in saying that. Rodian joined Babel. She stood among those defending my reputation. But today, Elysium is the flag bearer in that regard, as are you. It's our responsibility. Just as I thought. Found them. Mantra reaches out to wipe the snow off the beacon's base, and slowly the symbols are revealed. Feels the faint symbols left. Some words gradually float in her mind. Ursus, Cat and Border Reunion. Central Farm. 3 days ago. You know what, Doctor? We beat those patrol unit monsters. Please, down, don't move. It's deep wound. Ha, no big deal. My life would have been well lived. Even if all I managed was ending lives of those brutes, how can I even relax like this? Never imagined those high and mighty patrol units couldn't either. I bet that one day that they'd have to bow down to the infected. He even asked to spare his life. Luckily, I went straight for his head. Frank was right. No one can tread on us forever. We'll drag those old bastards down from their ivory towers one by one, have them taste the ground. But Rankin, we've already searched the place. A total of 10 medium-sized military trucks with little fuel. If everyone gets on, it'll only last us around 200 kilometers. Besides weapons and medicine, we found food and water. It's not much, but it's no medicine either. Pretty good already. I don't think these are worth the price we paid. Right, we discovered a container door with an extra encryption. We need an ID code. Anyone here tell me what other secrets are lying around here? Rolling the mines of this border on this day. No telling me you stumbled here from boredom. I don't know, I'm just a driver. No better than a burden beast. I'll go wherever the captain told me to. The code or you lose your life. Choose. I don't know, I really don't. They never gave us to prevent the goods from running off. Only the recipient can open it. Running off? What kind of thing would do that? Answer me. What the hell's inside those containers? Go give me one of those explosives. Rankin, what are you? Do as I say. Rankin sticks a small originium bomb on the container's lock. A simple move, but he almost drops from how fast he's breathing. Ah. Guess that does remove it. The door slowly falls. Rankin sees no fewer than 30-40 bodies packed in a 10-meter square container, all long deceased. No exception. Some had struggled at the very last, their originium crystals piercing neighbors and bloody wounds. No doubt they were stuffed here still alive. Rankin can no longer tell what stole their lives away, nor does he wish to think about it. Did you know? What? Who was it? Who gave you the order? Mine boss, the Grand Duchess, made us do it. She cares about the miners here. Those in charge got punished if the head count drops. They always have to patch up the gap by burying some infected with their own funds whenever one miner escapes. Sometimes they get non-infected to solve the problem, and it costs more. I have nothing to do with all that. Look, you already killed the actual bad guys. I'm just the driver who listens to the boss. I'm the same as you, right? Infected. Sir, please let me go. Also, I'll desert it. I'll pretend I died. No, we're different, you and I. None of us willingly became infected, but you had a choice. You could have chosen not to stand on the same side. No reason I should forgive you. Rankin, we're done organizing the food we found. Those patrol unit guys have a good. Tonight... Father? Father, is that really you? Please explain I'm not evil. Father's infected. How can I hate him? Didn't you go to Grifferberg? I did. I really did. I need money to stay alive, even in Grifferberg. They don't just hand out bread and mead. Being a driver was the only option I had. Father, save me. I'll never do this. He stares at the oblivious elderly miner and gestures with his head to look at the container. I won't try to reform him, much less release him. If he truly is your son... Is he gonna force him to do it? He throws a knife from the ground and walks away. No, it's not my boy, is it? Father? Even the late autumn weather fails to prevent the corpse's rotting stench from spraying in the air. But the old geezer's gaze the mangled corpse and the man before him. Finally shakes his head and says, refusing to believe the truth. My son wouldn't say such words. He wouldn't do something disgraceful. You're a damn bastard. Why would you wear my son's skin? Why would you leave in his body? Originally trembling, the miner exposed their rage, knocking the man down on the ground. His fist rained like a storm as if trying to drive something out of his body. The man had no strength to resist. Who are you? His soul could have been saved. This isn't how it should have been. It was you, abomination, that left him with nowhere to go. Just die. Whatever's causing there is not just affecting infected, it's causing them to have the issue too. Strategic simulation. Here. DP generation, more fort breakers appear. And fort breakers use their skill more often. Defender DP tripled. Painful, but I think we can live with that, honestly. I should be able to do this with someone else. Let's bring Vina here.
I fight alongside you one.
Robots always, pretty much always have a pretty good... DP generation is a very dangerous thing to have very low, so I definitely need to do it this way. Sakiko.
It's fine. So, your private room.
私たちの勝利に安価を Wish I didn't.
At your dis- as long as
Not the right spot for him.
安いことです。覚悟は焦っちゃダメだよ。
Alright, there we are. Not ideal, but we did it. And hey, I'm still reducing the defender's DP costs slowly.
War, a word I've heard in a long. Clear skies for tuning, rain clouds for
we go. That wasn't bad at all, but the next one is red, which marks it as a particularly challenging mission. Guess if that quick to turn on people, how long until they turn on anyone, including family? How long until they turn on the Rhodes Island operators? Something is causing them to be more aggressive than usual. They need more ground operators, but let's switch Vina to skill 3. I have the feeling she's going to want this one. Her skill cycle is pretty atrocious, but hopefully the lions will make up. Hopefully I won't need it more than once or twice in the map. At least eat something, Harley. Look, white bread. You don't see much of it outside cities. They've started singing. Icto, found you at last. Come on, oddball, city dweller, professor, and cynic. Let's dance. This is the right kind of music. Now's not the time for dancing. This bonfire is going to draw attention in the darkness. We found a tractor and a bunch of supplies. Not much, but enough to get us farther away from the blasted place. Isn't that worth celebrating? Unchipped out of the mines, beat the patrol units, and now we have the tractor for the supplies. This is beyond my wildest dreams. Where are Vidalchiki and Rankin? Bro, I was looking for them. It's not like you're bound to each other. It's okay to give them a little breathing room, you know. I do know where Rankin is, though. Besides the bonfire you don't like. Want to join us? Last question. Who's playing the accordion? You'll find out if you come with. Nicto takes the gloves-less hand offered to him, the palm rough but warm, different from any of those memories that he has intentionally forgotten. They walk the direction of the bonfire and music. Said he was here? Yes, he's... Many times he saw him clench his hands in fists to swing a weapon. You could not imagine those hands, knotted with scars and thick with veins, could operate something as delicate as an accordion. He plays the accordion? Yeah, what about it? By the fireside, Rankin's callous fingers leap across the keyboard as he gently pulls and presses the bellows. Music fills the air. See, I told you. Come on, don't stand there. It's not like we can relax every day. He catches him like a hunter catches a prey. As he brought into the crowd, his feet instinctively begin to step in the rhythm. Nicto was once an excellent dance partner. He tried to stop thinking about that once when he became the mining district. Get that frown off your brow and everything off your mind. Just dance, let your body move, and rid yourself of your troubles. The crowd moves and sings the beat, responding to the rhythm with every joint in their bodies. It was the simplest, most primitive form of dance. Ha. He exhales and begins to move, bending his knees, kicking and spinning, every movement automated and rhythmic. I knew it, you can dance. See, I figured no one could deny the energy here. Nictio does not answer, continuing to kick and turn mechanically and emotionally. Forward, back, jump and turn to the next downbeat. Takes the hand of his dance partner, begins to lead. No need to thank me. No humility news there, but it's clear that you're really good at dancing, even to an untrained eye. Your speed, the magic under your feet's like flying. They call it enchantment? All pathetic instincts of an ornament. What do you mean? There's no explanation. Stepping in energetically in time, Nicto pulls his partner towards him, then pushes her in the opposite direction. Laughing, she runs to a young man without a partner, but eager to try. So Nicto lets go and hands over. By the time the dance ended, Nicto's standing very near Rankin. Take one step back, and they'd be sitting by the side. But Nicto does not do so. Before he opens his mouth, he reminds himself, don't press. Ask about the truth calmly. Don't cause commotion. Do not interrupt this rare moment of joy. Didn't know you played the accordion. Didn't know you danced. I guess we're not close enough to share everything, but there's something you must tell me if you would consider me a friend. I want to see Holly. Is he still not eating? What did you expect? We need to talk, Rankin. He sighs, brings the melody to close, and hands the accordion to a nearby miner. He recognized the face of Pagville, Balgan's brother. Is Balgan still running a fever? He doesn't know. Pagville takes the accordion and begins to sing an unfamiliar song, lively, soaring, yet sad. Sweet, soft, fragile flower, lean against the oak tree. Hang not your head, nor sway with the wind. Talk over here. Rankin gets up, and they leave the crowd in commotion behind. You didn't need to do that. You could have done it yourself like you usually did. I would have praised you for your kindness if you had sent Holly away on some sort of pretext that you did the deed. Why'd you make Holly do it? Rankin the noble, Rankin the hero, is that not enough that you've triumphed over a foe? Do you need to torture your comrade? Does it make you happy? Make your victory glorious? Because I was angry. Yes, I won't make excuses. I won't pretend I expected Holly to let his son go. This is what I wanted, and I'm happy about it. Should I be calm? Should I be merciful? End his pain? Why should I? I think people who are low in their containers did not beg for mercy, beg for someone to end their pain. You accuse me of being unkind. Would accuse beast in their half. He's completely changing the subject. This isn't about them, it's about him. I don't understand them. They look human, speak the language of humans, their deeds are more monstrous than any monster. How could they prey upon their own kind, so calmly yet coldly? This difference frightens me. It's as though we never shared the same human dignity. They're not the monsters, it must be me who's the monster. His words are clear, his tone impassive, and he gazes at the Black Knight. Nikto wants to turn his head around and say it to his own face, but he does nothing. Silence. But you're right, I didn't need to do that. It's pointless. You're torturing yourself, Rankin. You shouldn't pretend to be as strong as you think you are, and you shouldn't demand others be as strong. It's not my place to accuse you. You carry the responsibility of everyone on your shoulders. You must become the hero. It's a remarkable thing. But you can't pretend the fear and hesitation in your heart doesn't exist. You're trying to hide from yourself. The result's what happened today. You lost control. It's dangerous. You don't know what you might do, and next time your emotions may get the better of you. Thank you for the warning. I'll remember it. Let's gather the villagers and put the bonfire out. It's time to go. How far is the next village? Let's wait a little longer. They're happy. They haven't been happy in a long time. We found a vehicle. We're one step closer to the Casimiran border. Let's let them enjoy themselves for a little longer, warm themselves up a bit. You enjoy yourself when you dance just now, do you? What about Holly? Do you still care about how he's feeling? He won't eat anything. He won't respond to people talking to him. He'll come around. You keep thinking that way if it'll make you feel better. Rankin turns around, takes a few steps to the campfire before stopping his tracks. He turns back around the other until he leaves behind the friend with whom he developed differences. The comrades still enjoying themselves. Keeps walking until unfading crimson once again fills his thoughts. I do, Rankin. My skull's crushed. Blood everywhere. Hey, Rankin, I don't want to die. Rankin. Sorry. Accept it. Accept pain as you accept mortal pleasures. Accept death as you accept life that Ursus grants. Therein lies salvation. Yes, I accept. Who are you? Who the hell are you? Our souls could have been saved. This isn't how it should have been. It was you. Abomination set us adrift, never to find salvation. It's your fault. Your fault. We have nowhere to go. Abandon all hope. Abandon all hope, all of you. You never had anywhere to go. He's just in his memories now. Panting heavily. Nadia, why are you here? Is Vetchok with you? I came to find you, Rankin. Why? Is there something I can help you with? I would like to help you. You killed that thing, became your revelation, to carry the burden of us all. I understand your pain. It's painful to carry the burden of life and death of others, to carry the burden of duty. How could it not be? I witnessed how your soul became torn and tattered, but I do not have a cure. Not compliment your courage, for it was the source of your pain. I thank you for your understanding. There's no need to pity me. I chose this duty for myself. Besides, no, I never believed in revelations. I've always done what I thought was right. Yes, you chose it for yourself, poor boy. No one can save you except yourself. I can only send you my sincere blessings that one day you will find salvation from the pain, the peace you desired. The old woman puts a withered hand on his chest as he feels his chest filled with warmth. Touches his chest. Was he too tired or hallucinating? He doesn't feel his heartbeat. Is he still dreaming? I've actually had dreams where I thought I woke up, only for it to not. It's always just really weird when that happens. Since you ask, let's start with a crackdown in the mining district. We began with people who had too much time on their hands, discovered a new substance deep within an exhausted mine shaft. Of course, we began to study it. I need a sip of my drink here. Word researcher. The infected are one thing, but why can't we leave the mine district either? Nothing coming out of the mines. The miners are being shut inside their quarters, unable to go to work. Who knows if the orogenium veins have really dried up? The Grand Duchess won't abandon us. Wait, what's the point of waiting? Not issuing us our salaries, just supplies. Why not just let us leave then? Not everyone's as carefree as you. I got a mother to supply for. News, the mines haven't been exhausted. Wait, really? Guess what we found at the bottom of the mine? The orogenium's grown back? No, you have no imagination. Imagination leads to futile hope, which leads to death, and I don't want to die yet. So what exactly did you find? Geologists from Besk found said it's a geological fault, not exhaustion. Faults cause shifts in rock formation, result in orogenium ore seemingly disappearing, when in fact it's been transformed. Can you explain in a way that a non-geologist could understand? Meaning the orogenium ore is gone, but something new has appeared. Look at this, fresh out of the hole. I'm taking it to the lab for the analysis. Here's our chance to help. The excited researcher takes out a flask of black liquid, the surface of which is smooth as a mirror, shakes it gently. Are you sure? I'm no geologist, but I don't think faults turn rock from solid into liquid. Are you sure they didn't make that up just so we'd have something to do? I went down myself, alright? The stuff's everywhere. It's like an underground river. Miners said the orogenium ore is gone, but it's only been transformed in this stuff. We have a chance to co-author my paper. You should be grateful. Fine, I'll come. Like I don't know, you just use my lab. And what about it? Yours the tidiest. Indeed, how could a fault turn orogenium from solid to liquid? There's no need for us to doubt the truth as plain as day. After swift analysis compared results, we confirmed it was a substance like it which we'd never seen before. We called it Oka. Then the Grand Duchess's orders came. Go straight to human testing? Who ordered it? The director? No, not even on the director's orders. We don't want to understand its nature, and we haven't begun animal testing or energy testing. We're being too hasty. There's no point in talking to the director. The volunteer quota has already been filled, and Lakoa's moving forward with the tests. Besides, this comes directly from the Grand Duchess. She wants results in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? That's not even enough to find out its half-life. I don't like this. If you don't like it, you can leave the Oka research. I was in charge of extracting the active component of Oka. I work with Lakota to develop the testing regimen. Of course, I want to continue. I just don't think this is right, to go straight to human testing with zero idea what's going to happen. The sooner we get results, the sooner Grand Duchess lets us go home. That's my only concern right now. Like I told you, not everyone's as carefree as you are. Oh, but it seems the Grand Duchess really might be evil in the end. The human experiments begin regardless. I was excluded and did not have access to the experiment data. I wanted to figure out the nature of Oka, why it appeared in the mine, so experiments on moose beasts showed no progress. At my wit's end, I even thought of experimenting on myself. I never did, of course, because I learned those so-called volunteers were not volunteers at all. Get out of here, Ksenia. Serafina, how'd you get here? I thought the guards were at the door. There's no volunteers. Listen to me, Ksenia. The miners never volunteered. Even the patients who were at the medical posts were forcibly conscripted. Your colleague was a smooth liar that I didn't detect was lying at first when she said they volunteered. Those volunteers who participated they never came back. Whatever's happening here goes against all scientific ethics. You remember Vetochki, the bell tower, the one who stammers a little? Good girl. She remembers everyone in the mining district. Told Rankin, the foreman, as soon as she knows people gone missing. First the infected miners, then the non-infected families. Rankin went missing for a while too, reappearing the bodies of a few miners who gone missing. So when Lakota said the experiments were paused because of equipment theft, I don't know the details of your situation, but the miners left their quarters and are coming to the lab. They want an explanation. The miners are mostly infected. They have the strength of numbers. The guards can't stop them if they're determined to force the issue. There will be blood. But I have never heard of any volunteers showing rejection, much less death. Are you sure? Not. You have the experiment data? No, I've been looking for the director all day to request access, but I haven't been able to find him. I don't know what you're researching here. Ultimately, the worst that can happen is the infected is about to be incinerated. This place retains the function of a hospital, as His Imperial Majesty hoped. You can check the incinerator morgue. For that, you can come to medical team's camp if you want to come with me. I didn't accept her invitation. She was right. Clothing without owners stacked haphazardly in the basement. The incinerator was running. The last person keeping watch had left, leaving behind bodies not yet disintegrated, scattered like clothes. Volunteers who participated died unmasked in the span of 2 weeks. The impact of Oka on the human body was beyond doubt. We know the priestess has the ability to control. Was she causing this? Or at least she might not be doing it directly. It might simply be a byproduct of what she's actually doing right now. That was the case with the human experiments. I was excluded from the evacuation. The lab was empty by the time I went to the basement. I learned the truth and put all the still unpacked bodies in cold storage. In fact, I can only guess that there was an evacuation. I don't know where they went. Director Lakota, anyone else? Thinking back on it, it's like Chernobyl, except this time I was the one in the lab. You were too young at the time when you were on the project as a student intern. You were not on the list of core staff. How do you know? Were you... I understand. We found Dominion pollution in the mining district. Royal Guard was here. Not anymore. Before you passed out, you said that Oka could kill a Royal Guard. Then you said the miners killed a Royal Guard. Which one's true, or are they both true? I don't think there's anything to talk about. How does an ordinary person who was born and raised in Earth describe a sudden collapse of violence that dominated for so long? The Royal Guards are the stuff of nightmares, the children of Ursus. They watch your every word and action, so you're cautious and careful, so well behaved and obedient. They're invincible, undefeatable. Then when you suddenly witness death of one, it only means that something more terrible has happened. The miners touched by Oka killed the royal guard. No, I don't know anything about it. Forget I ever said anything. I didn't say anything. You didn't hear anything. Just leave. I told you everything you want to know, everything I can tell you. Even if all it does is accelerate the deaths of the infected, it would be an unimaginable disaster if it got out. Leave aside the question of who killed the royal guard or if anyone killed him at all. We don't know if the fleeing infected miners came in contact with the substance. If they did and it's contagious, then it would not have allowed the researchers to leave. The changes brought about by Oka are not necessarily contagious, at least based on the experiment data I managed to find. They haven't begun comparative observation yet. Do you still have a sample of Oka? No, what do you intend to do with it? It's not about what we intend to do, it's what we can do. We have to get our hands on a sample to find out. But all the samples are, you're going to the mines? Now? It seems to be our only option. Why don't you find out what Oka, don't you want to find out what Oka really is? It's gonna be a big deal. Oh right, we have a fight to do. Silly me. Alright, this is gonna be very difficult. Final Ecstasy. I don't like the name of that for a stage. I don't like it at all.
Is it my turn? Don't run. Have your private room.
迷っている。ませんよ。
Alright, I'm gonna have to do this for a stopgap.
黄昏の楽園に私は君臨し続ける。Wish I didn't stay.
I don't like this bit.
Here?
These statecraft will custom.
These defenders are not doing much. Some true damage shouldn't melt these guys. There we go. Army commander fights one miner, commands army enemies.
Private room.
So long as you're here.
私は君臨した。
Alright, we'll use elemental damage to kill these guys.
Yourself next time.
Damn it. Yeah, those guys, they can't be held. Yeah, maybe I should protect the inner area a little better. So, I do need to reveal... I guess if I need to reveal the invisible, I have someone who's very good for that.
We all have our best.
I'm gonna need a caster for this, I think. Blaze the Igniting Spark, skill 2. Silver Ash.
We all have our my ability best.
Final Ecstasy.
Private room.
時間は待ってくれます。Forward. Tactics sharpen the mind. 失敗。ドクター。
Alright, there we are. Burn!
What can I do? I want always do the move when we're enjoying our game.
Benevolent shall みんなも私が守るから
Damn, that would have killed me. It probably should have if we're, in fact, it probably should have if we're honest. There we go. That burn should kill it. There we are. Burn. I see now why this was marked as difficult, but Ave Mujica came through, as well as, you know, blow a Blaze Altar. Do 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 do. Strategic simulation unlocked. More army infiltrators, more light artillery appear. Center of the map are no longer available for deployment.
Saves no.
Honestly, I don't really deploy too. That should be easy to work around, I think.
Oink, oink.
迷っている暇はありませんわよ My speed and I hail standing by tactics sharpen the mallet
There we go. That should good.
ドクター慰めを求める
Oh, phew, that was close.
So long as you're here
Oink, oink.
あなたたちの終幕に Nations still misbehaving? 助けるね Spring breeze Got the situation down?
Private room. Enter.
Nations still misbehaving? Then let's kick it up a notch.
Oops. Yeah, those guys can't be blocked. That's a bit of a pain. And then could also use AFK bagpipe.
Attention. Lots of
Yes, your private room.
間は待ってくれます。
Very well.
Damn it. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Seems to be the easier one to work around. Alright, time to bring out the big guns.
My hands.
Cross any farm. Again. Going on A.
That's all you got. Finally.
Here.
Am I up?
Very well.
Damn it. They move quickly. Alright, so I need to get Sakiko's skill active immediately.
I must someone. A.
時間は待ってくれません。人形はかりそめの命を宿す。Finally. Am I up?
Very well. What can I get these? Oh no. I please fallen upon death is.
From here? Yep.
Got the situation down? You'll get what you did. Patience, tough to swallow, huh? Try to behave yourself.
These statecraft. I relate fight them.
Oh wow, those guys are really tough. Alright, go into him. That should work. Burned.
Made up your mind? The fool flaunting his gallantry.
There we go.
Which is none.
Everything I need to know in my notes.
There we go. Got it. That was some. I didn't. I don't know why I didn't think of putting Uika there before. That's a clever way of extending the range, since then the corner where it hit Sakiko and extended it there. That's amazing. Yeah, you can really do a lot of. I love how much creative stuff you can do with the Abe Mujica girls. Also, if you just with the extending of Sakiko's range like that. Now I'm exhausted and I can't go too late. Oh my, look, evening comes. Look, night is here. Hmm. Realize it's here. Alright, so 4 was a big one. Some of these don't have a day requirement. Okay, so basically what I'm getting here is this is permanent. This costume is permanently available. It's just that you have to complete this chapter specifically to obtain it. Interesting. I saw. Oh, 19? Find out later. Exploded. Altered flag. This might be the when the new reunion finally reunites with the characters here. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave that on the cliffhanger then. I might do it a little more next time, might not, but like I said, for the next big game, I'm definitely going to be doing that sooner rather than later, and I'll do this in between when I can't go late, because I know the next one, it's going to make me go late no matter what. But until next time, thank you all for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.